How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Had some internet issues there. Clicked the button that said go live, and it didn't. It said check your internet. You might not have any, which is slightly terrifying. But here we are now. Here we are now. Woo! All right. Got some of the regular faces here. Soup hype, let's go. Yep, absolutely. All these lists should be fixed by adding allies, more soup lists. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. No one named Ed is ever on time. That's rude. But probably true. No, I try and be on time, generally. Not related to streaming, but just in general. Papa Wheelie, if I had soup, I wouldn't be on time. Fortunately for me, I have leftovers that aren't soup. This is excellent news for you. For some reason, my chat's not coming up in my Streamlabs. Let's try refreshing that. Hey, there we go. Now it works. Good evening, Christian. Two hands is here with one-handed wave. I see you. Them sound like some excuses, son. No, genuinely, I pressed the button. I shit myself. I was really worried. I was like, oh, fuck. What's happened here? But we are back and we're all right. That's all that matters now. Beanspuds here. Thomas Adamson as well. Good to have you both. Good to have you both. It was busy today. Lots of people really wanted to have their list fixed. And unfortunately, my popularity exceeds my... Oh god, that's such a wankery way to phrase that. The amount of people who wanted their list fixed exceeded the amount of time I have. There we go. That sounds a little bit better. Beanspud, I can't remember if your name was on there, to be honest. It was busy today. I think it might not have made it, unfortunately. I think basically by 11 o'clock, I was full up, pretty much. Lots of members getting their lists looked at today as well, which is obviously one of the benefits of being a channel member. If you are here and would like to have your list looked at, but missed the cutoff, obviously it's too late for today, but remember that channel members are prioritized. So if you want your list looked at, either get it in really early or get, feel free to sign up. Any level of YouTube membership does put you on the priority list. Obviously, if you're a Longbeard tier or above, you also get access to the VIP sections on Discord as well. I think that's the, yeah, Gandalf time rules. Ed is always precisely on time. I thought Ed Gandalf. I've actually got, I've got Saruman here. Because I was looking for a model that I could convert into a outcast wizard on horse. Do you know how many... hey, fantastic. Thank you very much, Two Hands. Appreciate the support. The next step is reminding me to apply roles, but you know what? While I'm here and I'm just sort of talking, should be able to find you. Oh, no, never mind. You didn't come up on the search. I'll try and remember to find you later. Should get a real expert on here. Gazpacho has been doing well. Very good. The VIP section is great in Ezra, and it's both respectful of each other and Ed. I caught you in 4K being nice to me. You and Callum. Oh, I appreciate that, Two Hands. Thank you very much. Someone pinged me that someone had questions about my recent video I did, the tier list update video, and after popping onto a different Discord and answering some questions, they subscribed, which was nice. I might have to do the community outreach more. Not for that reason, but it was, I was like, oh, it wasn't expected. It's an observation, not a compliment. You and Ed, Callum, you and Ed, just very immediately leaping to your own defense. It's too late. It is too late, unfortunately. Caught in 4K. I've got the screenshot. I'm not going to share it anywhere. Wouldn't want to embarrass you like that. But, just for my personal record, in case I ever need it. So. Let's see if I can, without messing around too much, put Discord on here. Of course it's got messing around. What if I just scroll up? because there was a soup list. Oh, here we go. So this is Ed being a funny bugger, because obviously we're always talking about soup. So I'm gonna critique his shopping list. So first of all, Tesco's is his supermarket of choice. I think that's a pretty good supermarket. I'm pretty on board with Tesco's. I'd say out of the like middle tier of supermarkets in terms of price. If you go, you've got Lidl and Aldi down at the cheap end, then you've got like Sainsbury's and Tesco's and stuff in the middle, and then you've got Waitrose at the top. It's probably my favourite of the middle tier of supermarkets. It says, if you share that, I will share the incriminating screenshots of what I have for you. This is an arms race that just ends with both of us being very sad. Did he use the club card? Arcade Journal, it's just better. Alright, so, I hate the fact that you get a discount if you use a club card, because you don't actually get a discount if you use a club card. What happens is you get the normal price, and then everyone else who doesn't want to have their personal information harvested pays more money. And I hate that, because there's no saving passed on to the consumer. It's just a way for them to charge more to everyone else. It's bullshit. But, you know, if I go to Tesco's, I do use my club card, because I want to not pay more money. But, yeah, not a big fan of that. Lidl best supermarket. Lidl's pretty good. One day there'll be Warhammer in that middle aisle. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, Strife, are you also a club card hater? Well, the club card is free and it unlocks the £5 meal deal. I remember when the meal deal was £3. Fucking inflation. And when you were in Milton Keynes the previous summer, you shopped how much processed food and semi-processed food there was. Tons of snacks and drinks through no fresh fruit or vegetables. Is that in Tesco's, or is that just specifically Milton Keynes? We do have fruit and veg in our supermarkets. You may have just gone into like a... It was a Sainsbury's there. Yeah, like, did you just go into like a corner store style one? I'd still expect some fruit and veg in there. Maybe the people of Milton Keynes are for the streets. I wouldn't know. That's not my opinion. You know, this is two hands coming out here, flaming you, but, yeah, maybe they're just for the streets. Meal deals are $4.25 now, can't live like this. Yeah, what's, you know, life's not even worth living, is it? It's disgraceful behaviour. Sainsbury's is a low-tier option. I hate to agree with you, but I do agree with you. Unfortunately, my local shop, so where I am, is, it's an old mental hospital converted into flats. Not a joke, that's true. And... If I behave, they let me out on day release. Haha! It's at the end of a long road, and it's like a 7 or 8 minute walk down to the end of the road, to the main road. And there's a Sainsbury's, what are they called? Sainsbury's Local, or whatever the sort of smallish one is, but not like tiny. Anyway, that's my local supermarket or shop that I can go to. Yeah, Sainsbury's, not a huge fan. It's not bad, but it's not exciting. I'd rather have a local Tesco's. But I don't. There is an Aldi, but the Aldi's on the wrong. Like, it's just far enough away that it's not convenient, and that does mean that I don't go as much as I probably should. I'd rather go the same distance into town and just use one of the many shops there. There's a Tesco, like a full supermarket in town. So yeah. Anyway, incredibly interesting. That's why you're all here, to listen to my thoughts on supermarkets, I'm sure. Feels like discrimination towards folks who can't get smartphones, like a few disabled folk you support can make me fraud if you use mine. Do they not still do the actual physical club cards? I'm sure they still have those. Oh, pardon me. Nicholas says, I was so close to send you my WTC list this morning, so this goes live at the same time as the hand-in. That's pretty funny. I don't know if you've seen, but the lists are live. I had a very quick look. Which might be partially why I was a couple of minutes late starting the stream. I got engrossed in looking at other lists. But yeah, I'll likely take a couple of days to go through them, put something out on Sunday or Monday. You know, maybe do some data, get some graphs, have a look at some bar charts or something like that. You know, make it so it's not just, hey, here's 144 lists. Enjoy. Just dredge through them at your leisure. I will dredge through them and find it in an interesting way to present it, I hope. Would have been fun to have it hacked to pieces at this point. Nicholas, which I might, you know, I probably should know this, and apologies that I don't, but which team are you playing for? Where can one find the list? They're on New Recruit. Skaven is participating. Yeah, Anubis sent me a message. I would say, inarguably, Skaven's #1 player globally. So, super happy to see representation for Skaven at that event. I've talked to Anubis a fair whack over the last year and a half or so, and I'm really impressed that he's managed to convince his team to take them to Mela. I'm a little bit jealous that I won't see them on the table, honestly. Nicholas, you're playing for Sweden. You're actually the captain since 2 days ago. Congratulations. I'm sorry as to whichever set of shenanigans or circumstances led to your previous captain dropping out or stepping down. I know there's a lot of admin potentially involved, but let's have a look at your list here. So we've got Beastmen. All right, let me just pull this into a screen that we can see. Hopefully this crops pretty well, because I really don't want to have to change my cropping on the screen share. Because that'll be wrong, you know? There we go. Dark theme, obviously. Haven't opened it in this browser before. God damn it. I'm just going to have to make this bigger. You know what? We're just going to lose my face temporarily, because I'm going to be lazy and I don't have to change things up. Let's have a look here. Can we view the WTC list now? Yeah, we absolutely can. Like I say, I'll have some content out about it in a couple of days when I've had a chance to have some proper thoughts about it. So you've gone Wild Herd. Wild Herd is solid. 4 Razor Gore, 2 Tuskor Chariots. Always a good shout. 19 Ungor, 10 Ungor, 14 Ungor. Brumming Warbands is ambush, right? So that's going to come in the backfield. Okay. Harpies, Herdstone. Primal Warherd. I hate that you have to take Primal Warherd. I like that the formatting on this is funny. It makes it look like the Ungor have faux renders, which is just the unit champions. But full command with a war banner. Yeah, that's fine. 20's pretty small. I guess it depends how much value you want out of them. Double Warhounds. Triple Great Bray Shaman, including Kralmore. That is some bullshit. I don't mean that it's wrong or shouldn't be allowed or anything, but a couple of armies definitely getting the benefit of being able to bring additional wizards if they're specifically the yeah. So what do we got? Primal Magic, Full Plate, Hagtree Fetish, Flying Carpet. I like that. I really like the Flying Carpet Hagtree Fetish character. So I was talking to a lovely chap, one of the channel members actually, Entropy, who went to the Australian Masters, and we did some work coaching wise and went through the 2 different options, and I think we ended up landing on that one because it's fun. I don't know that it's objectively better. I guess in this meta it probably is better actually. Now we're in a Cathay world. It's easier to not get shot with this than if it was on a chariot. So yeah, actually I think I like that a lot. Chalice of Dark Rain. Yeah, it's so good to have a Chalice. And then we've got a level 1 Pelter Midnight, level 2 Pelter Midnight. Scourge the Burdened. Okay, yeah, no, I like that. I was gonna say I'd like more in the Primal Warhead, but like, okay. Yeah, I'm assuming this is one of the lists that you don't have to confirm or deny, might be one of the lists that potentially goes into the Cathay. I think that has an okay matchup. Not that any armies have great matchups, but it's not an awful matchup by any stretch of the imagination. I say not that any armies. Mortuary Cult obviously have a good matchup. The head is not doing the work. Yeah, absolutely. Callum is a great ratio. I mean, you can only have 2. Doesn't it get around the restrictions, Callum? With the in response to your list is illegal, perhaps. Smiley face. I thought that was legal because of the way that the restrictions are worded. Who knows? Who knows? I'm gonna leave that to the judges. I'm sure they will go through and have a look at them. It's around the match play wizard rule. It does do that. I think I want to say that the restrictions are the same on both sides, and it says the same thing. But honestly, I can't remember, and I can't be bothered to dig through and double check it. I will do that before I deep dive into the WTC list. And so, No, the perhaps was in response to Cathay. Oh, I see. You get around the 0-3, but the 0-2 comes from the book. There we go. There we go. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, there's no major penalties there if it does need to be tweaked. When it's a Great British Shaman, not a Great British Shaman. This feels like the first step in a riddle. Not 100% sure what the answer is. Well, yes. Well, I guess let's get started. We've had a nice little chat for 15 minutes. Just a little bit of off-topic goss. You know, the Fridays are my favourite streams because I get to talk to you chaps. Well. If you are here and you haven't already, although a good chunk of you have, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Helps the stream get picked up by the YouTube algorithm. You know it, you love it. Also, if you want to support me, you can become a channel member. There's a Discord down below. The Discord is free, but there are VIP sections for Longbeard and Grail Knight tier supporters. There is, if you are here fixed by list and your list didn't get looked at, first of all, if you can try and get it in earlier in the day, obviously that's the easiest way to do things. But if you also want to, you can become a channel member, and channel members do get priority to make sure that lists get seen. All of that good stuff. What else is there? Yeah, if you want to, you know, have more focused information than just this, obviously I can go through a list on the Fix My List stream, but if you want to do a more focused session, I do have a Patreon for coaching, link in the description as well, where you can go to, and there's 1 hour sessions where we can talk about lists or whatever, or work on aspects of your game, or the full 3 hour sessions where we can do coaching games as well. As always, there is a coaching channel on Discord where I'm more than happy to answer any questions before you sign up, or maybe you decide not to sign up, and that is also okay. Don't feel like posting in that channel you've signed some sort of commitment to signing up for coaching. If it's not for you, it is not for you. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the soup list. I got distracted by talking about other things. Right, here we go. Cool. So, looking at Ed's shopping list, this was the first thing that was submitted. Now, boneless and skinless chicken thighs, large pack. That's fine. More chicken thighs, bone in, skin on. That would be my preference. If we're talking soup, bone in, skin on. Maybe the skin off? No, I think I don't have a preference for the skin being on or off if I'm making my own chicken soup. Rice. 2 sorts of rice. Okay, sure. Chicken stock pots or cubes. This is fine. This is fine if you're going chicken soup. I gotta say, I'm not a chicken soup fan. This is not the way I'd be going. I'd be going with a beef or veg stock, but then I wouldn't be making a chicken stew. Or soup. Stew's just soup, but with chunky bits. Chopped tomatoes and coconut milk, good choices. Olive oil, vegetable or sunflower oil. Sure, I mean, I guess I prefer olive oil, but it's expensive, so yeah, you probably want to bulk that out with something else. Soy sauce is a classic, but you should probably already have that in your cupboard. Bone in, skin on all the way, says Jay. Flavor Town, baby. Yeah, that's fair. Bone in soup, you debone after you cook it. You absolutely do. Chicken noodle is the worst soup. Yes. Used to have Scotch broth in the UK. Campbell's used to make that when you were a kid. Oh, I don't know, actually. I'm a soup purist in that there are 2 soups. There is tomato soup in all of its variations. Cream of tomato, tomato and basil, like any nice homemade tomato. Croutons can go in there. In fact, I actually have croutons just behind my PC. Don't ask. The other soup is French onion soup. Those are the 2 correct soups. There are other things that I am okay with, and things that are soup adjacent, like I guess ramen is soup adjacent that I enjoy, but I'm not a fan of, like, specifically chicken soup. I really just don't like chicken soup. Curry paste. Oh, okay. Yeah. Are we calling curry soup? I think it's too chunky and too thick to be a soup for me, but I'm on board with the curry. Especially as it's starting to get cooler. I cannot eat a spicy curry in the summer. I just suffer in the heat. Paprika, garlic granules. Oh, not a fan of garlic granules. Just chop your own garlic. That's my personal opinion. In terms of backlog, I wouldn't call myself a chef, but I did used to run a coffee shop for 7 years, and I worked in the kitchen a lot of that time. So I would say I'm competent in the kitchen, although I wouldn't go as far as to call myself a chef. Mixed herbs. Honestly, my favorite herbs. It's just so easy. Salt and black pepper. Yeah. I feel like we've gone real basic on this. I don't know that I need to read through all of these. Yogurt, yeah, okay, sure. I've been eating a lot of tzatziki recently, which is obviously mostly just cucumber and yogurt. Big fan of that. Butter or margarine. I'm going to upset some people. I'm not a butter fan. I'm a margarine man. Cream of broccoli is pretty peak. I don't know that I've had cream of broccoli, you know? I should try that. I want to try cucumber soup. The cold, fancy summertime soup. Then we've got cream of chicken for the streets. Tomato soup for the sheets. Lentil soup for the eats. Minestrone soup. That's not neat. Chicken and veg. Nah. And then Scotch broth. I should try and find Scotch broth. Should try and find it. Since you started evaluating my shopping list, you have gained 33% extra viewers. This can't be a coincidence. Now, I appreciate that attitude. I will say maybe it's because I did the plug where I said please hit the thumbs up just before I did that. And because people hit the thumbs up, I get picked up by more people in the algorithm. However, you know, that's fine. That is fine. Although the English tried to crush us, I will respond with my cannons. It has 3 cannons and 1 steam tank. Yeah, Nick was panicking in the lead up to, you know, list submission, which it was very funny. He didn't say this to me, he was saying this to someone else, but he apparently watched my video, saw that I put Nuln in S tier, and then had a minor panic, because he was like, my list isn't S tier, what's going on? Which I do appreciate that. Tried Aldi's drum fillets. Oh, okay. That's a good shout. I should do that. Right, we're going to actually talk about some Warhammer. Apologies to everyone who is here specifically for the Warhammer. This is why I should do some more like variety streaming, so I can just get this out of my system. Just sit and talk to you lot, as opposed to talking about anything important. Right, we've got a lot of Cathay. 3... Is it just 3 lists? Or maybe it's just 3 lists for Cathay. We have a Skaven list. We've got a good chunk of Orcs and Goblins. 2 Demons lists, which is wild. Some Beastmen. Some Empire. It's pretty focused today. Warhammer on a Warhammer stream. Perish the thought. I know, right? I'm not sufficiently distracted enough. I should get back to it. Soup Cup King stream when? Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. It'll be interesting to see how the different philosophies on Cathay with the WC rules will shape up. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was starting to look at. That was the main thing that was catching my eye. We'll have to have a look. But we're going to start off with Mr. Lee 83's list, because Mr. Lee was the first to the punch. And this is a London GT list. Not married to any units, but I do like the Black Orc unit. I have a large collection, so I can add boars or manglers or other stuff if it would work better. I'm considering going to LGT, the London GT. Here's the problem. Tickets are sold out. That's a bit of a bugger, so I'm on a wait list, and I'm going to have to make a snap decision when I get an email, or if I get an email saying that there's a spot available. Shouldn't have left it so late. I don't know when my first army is Skaven, says Thomas. Yeah. I like the Skaven, but also I haven't put them on the table in about a year. It's one of those. All right, so we're looking at a list for London GT. So in this pack, we're capped at 3 Cathay, and the cannons don't stack. I don't know that that matters much, but yeah, okay, great start here. Doom Divers, really big fan of those. They are pretty much requisite. We've got a War Boss. Tribe Trousers, Enchanted Shield to Choppy's Chopper. I'm an Enchanted Shield hater. I'm not a big fan of it, especially on something T6. I feel like you don't need the volume of ward saves. Again, because if you're shot by ballistic skill shooting, there's probably not much of it's going to hit you. If there's going to be a volume of things that do wound you, like maybe it's a strength 5 magic missile, but Enchanted Shield doesn't give you a ward save against those, so I'd say just ditch the Enchanted Shield. I want to put Talisman of Protection on this character. Are you using Talisman of Protection anywhere? No. Cool, screw it. Let's go, let's do this properly. Oh, hold on. What have you given him? To Choppy's Chopper. Ah, right. So, this gives you protection. Yes, this does give you protection against Ethereal. I think I'd much rather just go Talisman of Protection, go with a great weapon to kill war machines and chaff. Oh, he's put notes in here as well. And kill ethereal stuff. Ah, you have put to kill ethereal stuff in there as well. I know you say to kill ethereal stuff, but I think the Talisman of Protection is so good. There's not another weapon that we want to give there, is there? This is goblins only, I think, right? Oh no, it's just bad. Oops. This is the goblins one over. Yeah. I mean, if we're specifically in the rear, if we're flank charging, killing ethereal stuff, and killing war machines, is there a world where we look at the giant blade? I don't think there is. Because this is so sad into infantry with a 4-up armor save. But it does kill ethereal. The ward save's so good. But you specifically want it to kill ethereal. Okay. So have you got Black Orcs in here? You have. Because if you're going... Here's the thing. If you're going with the one-handed weapon, the... What's it called? Choppiest chopper? You don't need to be a Black Orc. You could just be a regular Orc and be exactly as tough, and you'd save some points. But you've got the Black Orcs in here anyway. Because you capped to the 3-up armor save is the thinking. Biting Blade. Yeah. It's just so sad to have a Black Orc war boss who is strength 5 with 5 attacks including Furious Charge not use a great weapon because you're rerolling 1s to wound and your AP 3 because of choppers. Like, it's so good. It's so good. But if you specifically need to kill stuff, yeah, maybe we do just have to go for a Biting Blade. That makes me really sad. That does make me really sad. Alright, well, we're doing it. We're doing it. Lore Familiar Spell interacts Elementalism. I'd love a Power Scroll on this caster. If you're going to cast spells, I really want a Power Scroll. And you're a level 3 Lore Familiar caster. Sits and blocks to give MR2, supports the Black Orc block, and Night Gobos, Earthen Ramparts, Plague of Rust as main spells. And yeah, and then Wind Blast is just generally good as well. Cool. Yep. Definitely want a Power Scroll there. And then we've got a level 4 Giant Wolf Staff of Badum War Magic. I appreciate this. Staff of Badum is such a fun item. It is 55 points. It potentially blows up a large blast template, I think. Yeah, so you can roll a double 1, miscast, do a large blast template over yourself, and then also get a large blast template from the miscast as well, and it destroys your staff. Just try not to roll any double 1s or double 6s. Having them on a wolf is a good way of doing it. Debuff and support main block using the wolf's reserve move. Yeah, this is a good caster. I like this. Big boss, BSB on foot, great weapon shield on... I mean, if we're giving him a shield, let's go light armor and a charmed shield. It is more points, but if you're putting any level of commitment into keeping them alive, let's just do it properly, I reckon. Gives you a 4-up save in combat and then a single 5-up ward, and that's enough to dissuade you from falling over immediately. This one's got light armor shield, and again, we're going to give you a charmed shield here. That once per game 5-up ward, it's going to save you. It's going to save you. Cool. Good stuff there. Do you not have a BSB? Oh, this is the BSB. Sure. That looks good. Then we've got 30 Night Goblins with 3 Fanatics, full command. Good stuff. Ooh, 25 Night Goblins? No. Let's go up to 30. 2 units of 30. Unless this specifically has a note in saying, I only own 25. Nope. Cool. So yeah, this is just too good to skimp on. That extra 5 models getting you an extra Fanatic is... Wolf Riders. How many points are we over? 68. Okay. I'm thinking that we might combine these 2 squads a little bit. And also here, I think, we can drop the bosses pretty comfortably on both of these. And maybe go down to 6. Maybe that's where we get the points from. Only 25 Night Goblins. That's like skinless chicken thighs. Very good. Or not very good, I guess, is the answer there. Okay, so this unit, you want to go... if you're using the mob rule, you want them to be half... just the... shield. I guess this is probably a modeling restriction. I would definitely want to go 8 great weapons and 8 shields. That would be the way that I'd equip this unit, or maybe 9 shields. I'd also like the big red raggedy flag on this unit. If you're trying to set them up to be like a CR brick, giving them that plus 1 weapon skill, getting them up to 5 is really solid in terms of not letting them fall over, plus the +1 combat res. But we do have to shave some points by doing that. Yeah. How are we doing this? Honestly, the thing that I like the least in here is the squig hoppers. They are solid, but I think in this meta they struggle a little bit because there's so much shooting just floating around. But 1 unit of 6 is hideable. 2 units feels like it's maybe not doable, but 1 unit I think is definitely hideable. Is there anything that we can drop here to get us 2 points? World's List Alive, fix that filth. Yeah, I know, right? Additional hand weapons and shields on the front rank is nice and blocks for the option to switch between turns. That's true. Yeah, especially now you don't have to be locked into weapons. That would be pretty sweet. Haven't got a shield on here, but that's okay, because we're capped at a 3-up armor save, and we've got that from the full plate and the Trollhide trousers. I really just want to give you a great weapon. I know you've said it's to kill Ethereal. I know you've said that, and that's objectively, like, you need something like that in the list. I think you make yourself so much worse at killing anything other than Ethereal to lose the great weapon that I think you just suck it up and you go great weapon here, and then you find another way of doing it. You probably want Ruby Ring of Ruin in here, I would say. Yeah, something like that. So this Obnob. This Oddnob's probably where I'd want to put the Ruby Ring of Ruin, because it's in a reserve move brick. And that puts us 26 points over. How would I make this work? It might just have to be one... Like, I don't really want to drop one of these units. These units are solid. If I go 14, yeah. This feels a bit low, but I mean... Honestly, I'd probably rather drop the standard here as opposed to dropping models. We could go like a middle ground and go for a war banner. I'd like more models with a big red raggedy flag, but I just don't know where we're going to source the points from. Yeah, there we go. It looks like you've got 14 with shields and 2 with great weapons here to shave that last 1 point. You can play around with the equipment on there if that's not to your liking, if you want to go back up to 15. But I think you're going to struggle to find that 1 point as opposed to just having it immediately in there. But yeah, I like the general list there. I don't think it needed much tweaking other than some small things for efficiency purposes. All right. Well, let's have a look at the first of the Cathay list that we're going to get to, which is Adams. First tournament with Cathay. Mostly all of the models I have. Looking to see if I need to change around any magic items or unit compositions. Well. It's Cathay. It is Cathay. Hold your pitchforks. There are 3 balloons. Sorry, there's 2 balloons. Only one of them has a ward save. And there's only 2 cannons. As Cathay lists go, this is pretty tuned down. I think we can't be upset at people bringing this sort of list to a tournament. This is a very reasonable level of self-comp that I think we should be happy to see, and then possibly lose to. 2 balloons, get a 3rd in there. Yeah, it's just Cathay's really good. You love to see Cathay and Sentinel. So, what are people's thoughts on the Granite Sentinel? Because I haven't really looked into the Sentinels much since they came out, but my gut feeling was that I did not like the Granite Sentinel. I understand that you get a better armor save and you're immune to multiple wounds, so you're immune to cannons. So I guess in the Cathay matchup, you don't die immediately to multiple wounds. I really like the Jade Sentinel, because you can just take, if you need it, you can just take Oak Shield. And I'd rather have that than a 4-up save instead of 5-up save and immune to multiple wounds. Hey, Anthony. Power level 3 as well is just nuts. This is something that I'm assuming might get caught in FAQs like down the line. I don't know that it needs to because of how expensive it is. 240 points. 250 points. Like, that doesn't feel too unreasonable. Casting 1 power level 3 spell. I think that's okay. This is perfect opportunity for me to come back in 6 months' time and go, you know, when the meta Cathay list is 3 Jade Sentinels and it's tabling everyone. And I can put some clown music over the top of it. Callum used 2 Jades on Wednesday night. Hell yeah. Shockingly fun. Yeah, they seem like one of the more fun units. When I was thinking about doing Cathay, it was vaguely thinking about the Sentinel was one of the key units that I really like the look of. I just like the profile's great. The Great Blade's so fun in that you either get 3 attacks that are like huge cleave, strength 7, AP4, monster slayer, killing blow, D3 wounds. This is so like ridiculous, but I don't think it's overtuned. There's only 3 attacks, and they're what, weapon skill 4, I think. Is it weapon skill 5? That's solid, but it's only 3 attacks. Or you can go sweep and get loads of attacks at AP2 armor bane 1, 2d3 extra attacks. Like that just feels good, and then an okay number of stomp attacks. Yeah, I would definitely go with the Jade Sentinel over the Granite. I think it adds more utility for you. Sentinel level 3 still more honest than the mass casting plague at level 3. Yeah, that one needs to be fixed, I think. Cannon and rocket battery, very fun. And then you've got the Sky Lantern. This is the correct build for anyone who wants to play Cathay but hasn't worked out how. Iron Hell Guns, Dragon Fire Bombs, Sky Lantern Bombs. This is the correct loadout for a balloon. I see a lot of people running the Crane Lantern with guns, and the more I play against Cathay, the more I think that that's just not necessary at all. Warriors, 2 units of Jade Warriors with Charmed Shields, 1 with Icon of Heavenly Fury. This is good in the balloon matchup. So once per game, you just get to turn off enemy fly, which is... oh, it does not like that. The imports balked it slightly. Anyway, yeah, no, this is fine. We don't need to take it off. Turning off fly is good, because balloons don't move very far. They've got a 1-inch move. I also, big fan of the Charmed Shield. Hand weapon shields, heavy armor. This is just great stuff. Big fan of both of these. And then these lancers. This is good. I'd be tempted to put ambushes on there as well. You might not use the ambushes, but one of the things that's strongest about Cathay is the fact that you can start a lot of your units off the board, and you don't have to take that many units because you're also taking, triple War Machine. So you can keep your drops really low and get that +1 to go first, which when you're a gunline is really strong. Yes, you want the Alchemist Mask to be on the table. However, if you're in a mirror match, I'd rather the Alchemist Mask stayed off the board. And you get the first turn, so you can get the positioning. Daniel's Jade Sentinel put in work at your last tournament. Killed a Carnosaur and a Taurus character at T8. That's pretty cool. That's a big fan. Big fan of that. I think you could do something genuinely good with 2 character balloons, 2 Jade, and maybe along the guy. Yeah, I mean, obviously 2 balloons is what we're going to see at WTC. So I'm very curious to see if they just all smash. Obviously, people have been writing anti-Cathay lists. That's something that I'm really looking forward to going through as well. Anyway, Lord Magistrate. We've got Dragon Fire Bombs twice, Burning Blade, Crystal Land. This is a good loadout. I wouldn't mind putting the Alchemist Mask on this character, honestly. In fact, I think I would go with that. Or give it the Armor of Meteoric Iron, or both. Let's just do both. Let's be a little bit naughty. Let's go crazy. Yeah, Alchemist Mask on this character. Yes, you can put it on the Lancers, but if you don't put it on the Lancers and you just put it on the character that you want to fly up and shoot with, yeah. Oh, I can't take this off. Okay, this is going to be 35 points over, and I could just delete the Lancers and make them again. So they've got ambushes drilled, musician, and yeah, that's fine. 144. This feels right. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, 19 points missing. That's where we've gone wrong. Okay. Yeah, no, you got me. You've got me. That is... I don't really want to put more points into core if I don't have to. Why has this character got the Spirit Longmas Spear? Am I a fool? Oh, it's ticked, but it's not actually ticked. What the hell? Burning Blade, Meteoric Iron, Crystal of Kunlan. The import on this has done something weird. Okay. Well, it looks fine now. We're okay. We're okay. So, then we got a Shuggy, level 1 battle magic, all good. No upgrades there. Yeah, I like this. This is a solid list. We are 11 points over, and we need to cut. And we've got 16 here. So let's just go... Don't really want to go down to 14, do I? Maybe we just drop the charm shield here. That's like the safest way of doing it. Yeah, I think something like this feels fine. On the Shigengan Generals, I'd quite like to see the -1 to hit item. That's really annoying to play against, but I don't know where we'd get the points for it in here. It is the Guardian Fang Shibo. So it's kind of pricey. We'd have to shave... I'd have to shave 70 points somewhere. I don't think we can do that realistically. Not without dropping, like, the Fire Rain battery or something. So instead of changing up the list significantly, let's just leave it as is, and we'll go like this. I think this feels fine. You know, it's 2 balloon Cathay, so... What's the worst that can happen? So many atoms on Discord. I hope this is the correct atom. Evening, boyo. How you doing? Cool. Well, while you're here, we may as well look at your list for the event that you're running tomorrow, which feel free to reply to my DM with a link to your event, because you were wanting a few more people to come. You've got a few more spots, I believe, for your tournament. If you give me just a few minutes stream, I will edit that into the description of the stream. But we've got double Bloodthirster, because this is Renegades, right? So double Bloodthirster and then Herald of Khorne. I quite like this build. To your whole army, I guess. As long as you position it correctly. Because it's got the -1 to casting roll, so it's effectively blanket MR1. And then you've given it a winged horror, so it flies and it can go with the Chaos Furies. I quite like that. This feels solid. I am permanently upset at how dog shit a Hellblade is, but other than that, I like this build. Triple Furies, 15, 12, 12. I'm assuming this is just, you know, points left over. We go down to 12. Okay, so 12, 12, 12. You've still got points in core. 4 Blood Crushers, Skull Cannon. I'd love to see a second Skull Cannon in here, but I don't really know how you make that work. Because you've got a lot of stuff. Like, we can shave 40 points, and Blood Crushers, honestly, are kind of anemic. Although, Icon of Endless War is Furious Charge, right? No. What's the Furious Charge? Skull Totem? Yeah. Do we feel like we need Skull Totem on this? I can't believe Juggernauts only have 2 attacks. This feels so rough. Like, every time I look at this unit, I'm a little bit sad. There's 65 points each. And they hit, like, a marshmallow. So they're AP2 on the 2 attacks from the Blood Crushers, at least. They've got 2 impact hits, which is nice. Do they have... I don't think they've got any AP on the impact hits, which is real sad. Yeah. Furious Charge would help. I think I like that more than rerolling the charges. It doesn't help much, it's 4 extra attacks. I think this unit needs all the punch it can get. That's my read on this unit. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it needs the extra damage. So I'd probably shave the points from, like, Furies or something. The problem with this list is it's demons, so it's really hard to add or subtract points. So we could go 14 Furies and then drop the Musician, which leaves us at 1996. That feels fine. Bloodthirster, I like the Great Axe, but I don't dislike the Blood Flail that you've got on there already. Strength +2, AP -3, Armor Bane 2, Monster Slayer. That kind of just lets you tangle with anything in the game. But Blood Flail is better into, like, chariots, or it's just like a generally can go into everything. Strength 6, AP2 is still fine. You don't need the strength on the Blood Flail after you've charged. I did repeatedly bounce off some Dragon Princes when I played Blood Flail, though. Then I bamped out of existence because they had a Stamina Bearer. I rolled a 6. That was sad. That was sad. Edgy coming to Cardiff in October. Biggest UK tournament so far. Ooh. Is that... what's the name of the events in Cardiff? I've forgotten the name of them. I should get down to one of those. The ones, they're an element, right? Did you put it in the close order Discord? Firestorm. Oh. It's pretty rude of me to call it one of their competitors. Apologies to Firestorm. Wait a second. I work with Element. Yeah. I'd still go to the tournament. From everything I've heard, the Firestorm chaps are nice, although I haven't interacted with them myself. Yeah, I should look into that. I might not, like I was saying earlier, I might not be able to get to LGT just because there's no tickets available. And if a ticket does become available, I need to actually work out if I can book it this close to where everything is. But yeah, I'll have a look at that one. But yeah, I think I like, in terms of like Monocorn, I like your list, Beowulf. I would like to see another Skull Cannon. I think Skull Cannons are one of the best things that you can bring if you're playing Khorne. I don't rate Blood Crushers at all, to be frank. I'd like another Skull Cannon over the Blood Crushers. Send you a DM as well. Yeah, perfect. There we go. Okie dokie. Well, let me just edit that one into the description as I said it would. Saved. If you're just joining us, there is a tournament in the description there that Beowulf is running his first tournament, and there's a few tickets left for tomorrow. It is in London, in southwest London. And there's another one coming up in the back end of September. One-day event, I think, for both of them, and I potentially will be getting to that one, depending on availability. All right, so done a good range there. We've done an Orc list, we've done a Cathay list, and we've done a Renegade's Demon list. Let's go with something different. We got 2 Beastmen lists. I reckon we pick up one of the Beastmen lists. Now, this is one that I really like. And the more I play and the more I teach newer people, the more I come to appreciate this perspective. So this is Zarkin's list. Something of a list building challenge for me, helping a friend prepare. Try that again. Helping a friend prepare for a 1600 point event that doesn't run any match play restrictions. We've already tried a Warriors of Chaos Double Dragon list and a Lord 8 and entire Empire army on his own. So he's trying to tone it down a little bit. So still play something good, but it's not going to be a full dragon list. So it says no match play restrictions. I don't know if there's any match play scoring in there. Let me just scroll up and see if it's mentioned. I don't think... He's building an empire list normally around the double war machines. Yeah, so we're just looking for something that like plays against normal, regular empire. So with that in mind, I'm going to assume that you're using the match play missions, even if you're not using the match play restrictions. And I would say we definitely want these units to be 14s. That would be... I mean, one of them could go into the back lines, I guess, and be there to be annoying. But I would get rid of this unit of Gore. This one can go into the back lines and just mess things up. Having an Angor unit in the backfield is quite nice. But we fill these points with Ungor that can sit with short bows and just stand on an objective. This feels solid. I do like this. Rulebook mission with only a couple of slight changes, objectives plus 50. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, at that point, the Gore are back in, but you've got to pay for ambushes on one of them. Okay, so a couple of smaller units of Gore, Primal Warherd, Obsidian Lodestone, no standard, 15 Gore, 15 on Gore. I assume you've got to pay for the... Oh, it doesn't matter, because these weapons are free, but I'm going to click that to make it correct. Yeah. Okay. This definitely feels tuned down. All right, see you later, Strifey. I think I still don't see a huge amount of point in the second unit of Gore. I think I'd still prefer some Ungor if you're looking for something to bunker wizards in. So I'm actually going to put in 15 Ungor here with like short bows, like so. This feels like a better use of points than the 10 Gore if you're looking for something to sit wizards around. So 10 Gore as an ambusher, 15 Gore for bunkering, Primal Warherd, which is fine. 2 Razorgore Herd and a Tuskor Chariot. That all feels good. Dragon Ogres with Great Weapons, Heavy Armor, Herdstone. I like that. Bray Shaman, 2 level 1, 1 with Chalice, 1 with Jagged Dagger, and then a level 2 with Hagtree Fetish, and then a Beast Lord as well. Yeah, I like this. I think this is solid. Black Maul. You've gone all in on this character. I like that. So, Black Maul is the plus strength and attacks item, right? Strength plus 2, AP minus 3, extra attacks, D6, that was it. The Gambler's Weapon. It's fun. And if you're playing Wild Herd, you may as well use the extra points that you get so you can do something fun. Would Ogre Blade be better? Maybe. Is this more funner? Maybe. I guess it depends what you're going into. Into regular infantry, this kind of slaps, actually. Slugskin, Gnarled Hide, Uncanny Senses. I think Gnarled Hide is infantry only, my friend. Yeah, you can't have that one. Got to take that off. But you can keep... This means that you've only got a 4-up save in combat. You've got a 3-up save with the shield. That's still pretty decent. Yeah, I don't know that you need Uncanny Senses. Honestly, I'd take off Uncanny Senses. And is there anything that we want to give it instead? I'd love to have Gouge Tusks, but that's slightly out of our budget. Is there anything else that we need to put on this character? No, I don't think so. Level 2, Hagtree Fetish Elementalism. Got 25 points. We could just shave 5 points and make another one of these a level 2 wizard. Because rolling your spells, like just getting a good spell on one of these would be nice. Like potentially Seed of Shadows or the Demonic Vessel, Demonic Figure. So yeah, let's go level 2 on this one, and then just shave 5 points somewhere. That's 1 on Gore, or a Musician. We don't need a Musician. Yeah, I like that more. I think this plays to the restrictions more the way that you want it. I think they should be pretty evenly matched into Empire, which by that I mean it's not great, but it's not terrible. But I think it does what it's setting out to achieve pretty well. You've got 1 brick to buff up if you want to, and you've got a nice combat character. You've got 3 wizards who aren't too strong, but they're pretty decent. You've got the Herdstone to make them useful and just be good in general. Dragon Ogres are solid, and then you've got some decent core. Yeah, nothing too oppressive in there. He's definitely got a good chance against that one, I reckon. Feels pretty good. Big Ives and Martins here. How are you both doing? Hope you're doing well. Both you have lists to be fixed. I reckon we could go straight onto those, because we've done a good run through. We haven't done the full spread. There's an Empire list and there's a Skaven list, but we can... Oh, we could just move on to the Skaven list because it's Big Ives. Get some good variety up in here. Up in here, up in here. You're welcome, Early Flanks. You are welcome. Yeah, and like I said, I really like that mentality, where you're trying to find something comparable to what your friend's able to bring. It's been fun, honestly. I've been playing with some slightly depowered lists, mostly in the name of coaching, when I'm coaching people who are more new. And like bringing stuff like a Cold One Chariot, which I never would normally do, but have here. Some good stuff. Just back from real life throwing me away. That's disgraceful, Papa Wheelie. Real life. We're here to talk about soup and sometimes Warhammer. Gotta get your priorities in order. Gotta get your priorities in order. Hey, thanks, Lucklust. Not enjoying trying to glue this metal wood elf dragon. Do you have any of this? And if you don't, this is going to change your life. So, I'm not sponsored by this specific brand, Bondit, but Bondit works very well. Go on Amazon. If you don't know about this already, get some super glue activator. It is magic. And the days of holding 2 bits of metal together while they fall apart is gone. You put a little bit of glue on one side, or a lot of glue, depending on how big the piece is. You spray the other end, you botch them together, and it bonds instantly, or near enough instantly. There's like maybe a half second. Doesn't take too long. Would really recommend this stuff. I have got so much of this. It came in a pack of like 4 or 6 or something, that I will be, waking up and finding it in 30 years, I reckon. Which is great, because it's so good. Nice used baking soda. Ah, yeah, I have heard that's meant to be good as well. I think baking soda isn't quite as good at making it bond instantly, but it makes the bond stronger, if I'm correct. The smell of that bond makes me feel like I'm killing my brain when I use it. Yeah, there is that. It is a solvent, as always. My room, I was going to say where I stream from. My room where I live and also stream from. I've got a window here, just directly in front of me. I've got a window here directly to right of me, so I have good ventilation. While I probably shouldn't just sit and breathe it in, I still have good ventilation. All right. So, let's move on to the promised renegade Skaven list. And I put notes in. Hold on, let me show you the notes. Old World Builder lets you put little notes in here, and depending on what people have typed, I like I like bigger. If it just says "Please fix my list," I'm playing this. I was like, oh, I don't know why that tickled me. I appreciated the please. Although most people are very polite, and most people submit JSON files. 13 out of the 15 people put JSONs in, and it makes my life significantly easier. Instead of having an hour to an hour and a half of work, I had about 25 minutes just putting things in, which I really did appreciate. Sorry, didn't have time to write notes. You don't have to, buddy. You don't have to at all. I just saw that and I was like, I don't know, it tickled me. I had to Drin pill all of your metal wood elf dragon. Yeah, that's understandable. It is a big beefy boy. All right, let's have a look at these renegade Skaven lists, or list singular. Okay, so this has definitely got a plague theme to it. Got a Grey Seer with Lore Familiar Warpstone Amulet. Is that magic resist 2? I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a hot minute since I've looked at the items. Fort ward against non-magical attacks. Oh, of course. Yes. So it's a pretty solid ward save. It keeps you protected inside a unit, and I do appreciate that. And we're going battle magic. So I guess we're going battle magic and just giving them a ward save. That feels fine. Okay, sure. Plague Priest level 1, Plague Furnace, hell yeah. Talisman of Protection, Battle Magic, big fan of that. I love the Plague Priest. I actually think this model is one of the best parts of the army. So you're paying what? What's the base? It's like 60 points or something like that, where you get Skaven Movement, Weapon Skill 5, which for a hero level character, not awful. Strength 4 T5, 3 attacks, but you've also got Frenzy on here, and you can pay 6 points to get a Plague Sensor, which is a flail, so it's only strength in the first round of combat. Strength plus 2, AP minus 1, poison attacks. This is worse than it was. Also, you get a reroll 1s to wound in the first round of combat, or just in general. This was better prior to the AP change with parry saves, where everyone gets loads of saves. But yeah, I genuinely think the Plague Priest is just a good piece that in other armies would do well. Plague Furnace, if it worked the way that it worked for Renegades, would actually be a contender if you could put it into other infantry armies as well. Plan to yeet up the board with Arcane Urgency. Hell yeah. Also -1 to hit in combat. Yeah, that's true. That is true. From, what is it? Is it Billowing Death? Nope, that's a breath weapon. There is a rule on the Plague Furnace that makes you -1 to be hit. Great Sensor, maybe? Stomp attacks. Ah, yeah. Nope, that's -1 toughness. And it gives you AP stomp attacks. What's it from? Is it on the... Oh, it's just on the... Yeah, the Plague Priest. It's -1 to hit from Cloud of Fries. Cloud of Fries. Put the fries in the bag, little bro. Level 1 battle magic I like as well for Hammer Hand. Or if you roll into, I guess, Oaken Shield. So you've got redundancy. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It's on the Plague. The Plague Monkey. Chris, the demons list is renegades, and they've words are hard. They've laxed the restrictions in the renegade pack for how many greater demons you can take. Okie. So then we've got a Chieftain, BSB, Banner of Verminous, Scurrying, Shadow Magnet for -1 to be shot. Like that build. That's solid. Let's change that shield to a Charmed Shield, though, so you have a little bit more survivability. I know you can go to the back, but, you know, it's just nice to have that where you need it. Then we've got 6 Rat Swarms. These things are beefy, right? They're Immune Psychology, Skirmish, Unbreakable Vanguard. So these are some of the best swarms in the game. Move 6, only T2. Nurglings have a higher toughness. Strifey, if you're watching, shout out. We'll get to your list. They're not poisoned, so they're never going to wound anything. But that's okay. Yeah, honestly, these are fine. I actually don't hate Rat Swarms at all. Although they do die very quickly. Once you get wounds into them, they do start to go. And rats with a warp grinder. Okay, yeah, on board for that. This gives you ambush, which means you can keep your drops low. I like that. I like that a lot. And then we've got rat ogres. Now, rat ogres, I don't think there's any change for rat ogres in the renegade pack, which unfortunately means they are terrible. Because look at the weapons that they have. They have armor bane too, and they have hand weapons. I can't see a world where rat ogres are going to do anything. I can only apologize for my actions. Gutter runners with ambush, so they can ambush if they want to, keep your drops low. Throwing weapons, poison, pretty solid. Plague claw catapult. This is fine. This is fine. I don't think it does any multiple wounds, does it? Yeah, it doesn't do multiple wounds in the center. I mean, it's okay because people are bringing ranked up infantry, but it's not. Yeah. Okay, feels like it's lacking a bit of juice. What are we going to juice it with? 150 points. I mean, warp lightning cannons need... yeah, warlock engineers. I actually really like the warp lightning cannons in terms of the... whatchamacallit? Renegades, because the warp lightning cannon has, I think, D6 damage or something like that. It has multiple damage on the warp lightning cannon in Renegades, and that makes it worth looking at. So, I mean, something like this, and then putting a warlock engineer in. This is immediately like a, an easy way to tweak something like this. But yeah, in general, I think I like what you're going for. We didn't look at the Plague Monks. Cautious Shield on the unit champion is definitely one of the ways you could go. I quite like it. So Cautious Shield gives you additional +3 to your save, I think. Yeah, so you've got a shield, and you've got hand weapon shield, so that takes you to a 5-up, with including parasave. Then improve your armor save by 3, so that'd be what? 4, 3, 2. Theoretically a 2-up save, but parry wouldn't stack with it. So it just gets you to a 3-up save on the unit champion, so you can tank through a challenge if you want to. I like that. And then Dwarf Hide Banner. Doesn't this give you hatred, or is it stubborn? Hatred, dwarves, and stubborn. Okay. I don't hate it. Stubborn's nice. You really don't want to lose this unit. I like what you're going for. I don't know that this does enough. But, like, I see the direction you're going in. I'd like another Warp Lightning Cannon instead of the Plague Claw Catapult, frankly. D3+1, yeah. I like the idea of Night Runners for scoring over Gutter Runners. And the Gutter Runners do actually do some damage. Even though Poison's been nerfed, they do, they're a good ballistic skill. The throwing weapons are just solid, because you ignore a lot of penalties, so you'll get close, you can march close, and you can shoot at them. Even though Poison's only +2 to wound, against Toughness 3 stuff, that's almost as good. At worst, it's 50% as good as it previously was, and it was pretty solid. Yeah, something like this. I don't know how I'd tweak this to make this better. Like, you could theoretically put more range damage in by sacrificing the brick. But I think if you're playing around with the brick, and then you've got the rat swarms that can kind of just sit on an off objective forever, because they won't die to shooting. They'll die to Cathay shooting, but they won't die to most army shooting. Clan rats coming in the back, gutter runners being annoying, and then some artillery at the back. This feels like a pretty solid list, I think, in terms of Renegade Skaven. I think I have very little to fix about this one, without just going, let's write a Bretonnian list and do the same thing, and instead of a big Death Star of, that's so rude to say, outside of playing a Death Star of Plague Monks, you just play Yeoman at Arms and go, hey, this list has a Death Star, and then I have other things that are better. My artillery's better, and I can't just compare everyone's list to Bretonnians. That's so rude. I've been writing too many lists for Bretonnians. That's what it is. Ugh. Can you take a shield as Plague Monks can't take shields? Oh, that's a good point. I don't know, actually. I would assume not. No, that's a very good point. I guess you can't take a shield on here. Bugger. I was too enamored with your thinking there. Have you got magic resist on this unit? Fun and fluffy foot knights. Foot knights are, like, aggressively okay, I reckon. They're not amazing, but like they're good enough that I go, okay, yeah, I see it. Right, we're going to give this model a Spell Eater Axe, and that will cover us. Oh, now we need to lose a wound and lose a point. Why are we losing the point here? How do we do this? Musician on the clan rats. No. Yes. Yeah, I think for the sake of not spending too long just going through and tweaking the same thing, there's like maybe a slight efficiency tweak to get to the end there and just change things over. But yeah, giving them MR2 feels pretty solid. I think that's probably the correct way of doing it. Getting rid of a couple of models and removing the illegal shield. -1 MR. Am I missing something? I know you've got MR1 on the Plague Priest already. I think it's the Screaming Bell that gives you MR3, right? Yeah. They're a unit dedicated to Bretonians beating Bretonnian allegations. Yeah, maybe. I like them. I think they're fun. But yeah, lovely stuff. Good to see a Skaven list. Always appreciate people, you know, bringing things that aren't just the most obviously good. And we do have Skaven at WTC, so maybe everyone else is wrong, and Big Ives and Anubis are the only ones who actually know the truth. I'd be alright with that. That'd be a pretty great timeline. Safari is here. Heyo. Thanks for the tweets. It's not tweets, it's X, the everything app. And everything includes Nazis. Eesh. Anyway, moving back to Warhammer. You're very welcome, Big Guys. I hope that brings you joy, the list. Not my tweaks necessarily, but just playing Skaven. I really like Skaven. They just feel a bit sad when I put them on the table. Although I haven't really tried them with Renegades. From rat shooting to green skin shooting. Oh, I see. You know what, Conte? You did get in early enough, so we have got you here. Let's have a look at Conte's Gunline Orcs. Hey Ed, please help me make the best green skin shooting army. Feel free to change it completely. Was testing without Black Orcs to avoid paying too much point stack for a slow anvil when I have tons of Night Goblins. Leadership 10 bubble from Shaman General. Warband. Okay, so if we have a look at this one, we've got Night Goblins ×3 with full command and 3 fanatics. This is a great start. Your list already looks fantastic. Orcs with light armor, shield, skirmishers, and boss musician. I think this is actually a pretty slept-on skirmish unit for sitting around secondary objectives, but also if you've got an Orc Weird Knob, giving you that +1 to cast, I think is pretty great on there. I do like that. Double Wolf Riders with no upgrades. Oh, you're just going cheap here. I don't love them. But they are the cheapest of cheap chaff you can go for. 4 bolt throwers. You can only go 3 bolt throwers, right? You are using the Grand Melee and Combined Arms. Yeah. So your rule of 3, right? Although it is unless otherwise specified. So I think actually you can do that because it's 0 to 4 or 0 to 2 per 1,000 points or something like that. You can use 4 because they already have a limitation. Yeah, that's true. That is true. T4 and Skirmish is objective holding gold, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. I really agree. Callum. Funnily enough, I have about 14 or 16 orcs who are holding shields and bows. So if I go back to the greenskins, I'm pretty happy with that. Are they worth it? I don't know. I want a pew-pew. No, we agree. The chat collectively, all me and Callum, both think it is a big brain unit. I like them. They might not do much pew-pewing, but they will be hard to remove, and they're a good bunker for your wizard. So many viewers, so few likes. I understand the goal there is to get more people to hit the thumb up. It reads as such a great burn. You're just like, this guy. He's got so many viewers, and yet so few people like his stream. Ugh. I've got on stream, it says here that over 50% of the people who are watching have hit the thumbs up, which is a great ratio. Thank you so much, everyone who's here. I do appreciate your support. I should put YouTube command bots. I need to do that. Thank you, Martin. That's actually a really good shout. I should have an exclamation mark bot. I can't do. You were thinking about referring to the bolt throwers. Oh yeah, I ADHD'd back and forwards there. The boys, I like them too. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at what you're supporting it with. So you've got bosses with double fungus wine. I think that might be excessive, but isn't it only? Oh yeah, it's only 10 points. All right, I might go cheap and only go one of them, but at 10 points per, you know what? Sure. Big boss, great weapon, light armor, BSB. Sure. I mean, I can't argue with the characters. I don't know if it's the final version I get to, but Orcs and Goblins are like Bretonians in that I could spend legitimately 3 hours just sat tweaking characters for a list. There's so many variations that you can go with. I don't hate this. I would really like to have I'd really like to have a whatchamacallit caster. Law of War. A War Magic caster, yeah. A War Magic caster would be really nice because you can get the extra AP on all of your shooting, but also rerolling ones to hit on the bolt throwers and also the orc knobs would be pretty cool. I'd be a big fan of that. So we would need... we could get rid of one of these chappies. And we could go... I think we want to go a level 4 wizard here. I know we've already got one of those. Go Wild Magic, and then we go Law of Mork. So this is... Law of Mork. Idol of Gork. That's what I'm trying to say. Getting plus 3-inch range on your ability to hex with specifically Itchy Nuisance is really strong. And rerunning a casting roll once per turn is very, very good. Shout out to one of my coaching students, John or Vincent, depending on what he wants to go for, who showed me that the maths on if you have a reroll, it's actually better to cast on a 9 than on a 7 if you've got a reroll in terms of getting a spell off against someone who is dispelling it +2 to you, which feels counterproductive, but because you've got a higher chance of rolling more, a higher value with the reroll giving you efficiency to get it off, you're more likely to actually get the spell off. Anyway, so this is going to go level 3, and this caster is going to pick up the talent. Nope. Law Familiar. Yeah, this way you can just pick the 3 spells you want for battle magic, and then the Night Goblin Wizard can still pick Itchy Nuisance, and it can still, hopefully roll into the good spells in War Magic. This does put us pretty heavily over on points. Okay, how do we want to tweak this? So... this character, great weapon, heavy armor, shield, Wyvern, Trollhide Trousers, armor protection. Nope, this is perfect. Weird knob. This is good. This is good. We've just put it in. BSB, Fungus, Wine, Charm, Shield. Yeah, I don't really want to tweak these too much. 145 points over. It's a lot of points to cut. A lot of points to cut. Let's start doing some efficiency tweaks and see where that ends us up. So we're going to drop a Fungus Wine off each of these, because that shaves us 20 points. We might cut 1 or 2 of the Bolt Throwers as well. We'll see. Night Goblins, we're going to keep those on, but let's just drop the Musicians. We can maybe get away with dropping the Musicians. Orcs, we can go down to like 14. Wolf Riders are great, but let's just drop 1 of them, and let's drop 1 of the Goblin Bolt Throwers. Yeah, there we go. I like this version more. Now, this also could maybe have some efficiency tweaks thrown in there. Like, in terms of here, I think this is good, but maybe it would want slight tweaks. But having this combo, the wizard that does whatever you want, the Night Goblin Wizard that definitely gets Itchy Nuisance with increased range, plus a reroll, and 3 potentially good spells from War Magic is really solid. Remove 2 signs and moves. Oh, hey, you suggested the things that I ended up looking at. I do like to wolves for contesting empty objectives. Yeah, I think keeping 1 of these is good. I think we can get rid of 1 of the 2 units, though. That feels pretty solid. And getting rid of 1 bolt throw, I think, is okay. Honestly, with 8 war machines, I think you would be struggling for space in the backfield. I think you're still going to be struggling for space in the backfield. But I think it's more playable by getting rid of just a little bit there, and also thinning out the number of models. But yeah, no, I like it. That feels pretty solid, I think. I just think Magic's so hard to cast with Woodies. I think it's all 8s and 9s to cast. Yeah, any way you can get rerolls is so big. That's really big. And for finding the points for 1 or 2 more Wolf Riders. Yeah, the problem is we've already dropped musicians from the Night Goblins to get us close. I agree. I like 6s or 7s on my light cavalry. I also like light armor, but, you know, we're so squeezed on points here. I don't know what I'd want to drop. I mean, honestly, I'd be dropping the bolt throwers, at which point the Idol of Gork Night Goblin Wizard is less valuable. So I don't want to tweak things too much to get us to a different spot than where we were previously. Yeah. The 30-man squads need 1. I think having 1 is nice. I do think it's excessive, honestly. I don't know that we need it. But if you like playing with it, having 1 is nice. It does give you some flexibility against, like, you know, oh no, my opponent's brought dragons. Let's not just coin flip and lose the game because I flee into a flea. I think bolt throwers are mid enough in shooting that we need redundancy to ensure some lands every turn. Yeah, that's fair. I think 3 rerolling 1s is as good as 4 without rerolling 1s, or maybe better. What's the maths on that? You're going to be hitting on 5s most of the time, so roughly equal, slightly worse, but not too much worse. Yeah. All right. I think I like that, but as always, feel free to take as many or as few of my suggestions as possible. For everyone, not just for Ryan Conte. That sounded like I was like, oh, right, you fiddly person. Is this enough shooting for taking down lanterns? We shall see. Maybe. I played a 2-lantern list into with Cathay. Sorry, I played into a 4 war machine list with 2 lanterns. God, words are hard. And I did lose 1 of my balloons. Basically tabled my opponent otherwise, but this has more war machines. Why are words so hard to do today? I am struggling. Alright, well, I think it's time to treat ourselves and look at another Cathay list. So this is Byron's list, and Byron says, the big issue for me is twofold. I'd love to fit a Sentinel in. The Captain is there mainly to provide punch and first charge the Lancers. At the same time, I struggle for what to do if the Lancers stay in ambush. Okay, so we're looking at, we've got 2 lanterns here, and 2 cannons, and then we've got some mercenaries. So this is obviously the Jade Fleet. So the Captain is providing punch. How much punch does the Captain provide? So it's weapon skill 5 with 2 attacks. It's not really much punch. I don't know that I think it's worth putting in. But you do need a character, right? Your allies have to be a legal force, so we can't just swap it over to something else. The Outriders are great. Good, just a great setup here. Repeater handguns with a grenade board, launching blunderbuss, full command. No standard because they can't have one. This is just a good unit. It's less good outside of Null, but it's still a good unit. So this is fine, and I think paying the tax to put a Captain in is also okay, but I don't know that I'd bother with what you've got here. Oh, it's on a Demigryph. Oh, I missed that. Okay. This changes things a little bit. Demigryphs are pretty neat. And the Demigryph can join the Warriors, right? I guess it has to go off to the side. But a Demigryph's on a 40 by 60, I think. 50 by 75. 50 by 75. Those are big bases. I've just had a thought. I bought some bases for my Bretonians on Etsy. I think I might have bought 40s by 60s instead of 50 by 75s. That would be a disaster. That would be a disaster. Mercs, not allies. Ah, Adam and Zaloria, thank you. It's Mercs, don't need characters. Yes, that's a really good point. Of course it's not allies. I'm getting my my soup specifications confused. So with that in said, I don't know. I actually don't hate the Demigryph. If we're doing this, Sodomite it's okay. But what if we went... Is it Silverhorn? It's 15 points. I thought it was 10 points. I was thinking, like, actively bringing this and getting more oomph is not bad. It's pretty pricey, though. Pretty pricey. Okay. Oh, is this legal? Because it can only be... No, mercenaries don't have to be a quarter of the quarter that they can be. or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm getting myself confused here. Bloody mercenaries. I'll have to reread how they work this evening, just to refresh my memory on it. But yeah, I actually quite like this. And I like the... I know you've only got 2 attacks, but Sword of Might is not awful. Maybe I'd say Biting Blade is better for the AP. Strength 5 AP 1 or Strength 4 AP 2? Sword of Might doesn't have Armor Bane, does it? Yeah, let's go Biting Blade. I know the Strength is worse, but the AP being a lot better just feels more useful to me. That is... I mean, it's a small tweak, but I do like that. Okay, I don't think we need anything else here. No, we've got a shield. We've got a 2-up save between the full plate and the barding. Yeah, this feels pretty solid. Okay. Interesting idea. Mercenaries, let me say like that. Yeah. Cool. So then in the core, we've got Jade Warriors, which is Fires of Nangal. I need to remind myself what the... Oh, of course. The problem with the names for the items in Grand Cathay is they all kind of run together a little bit in my head. Oh. Is Cathay not on here? You know, I am actually not sure. Here we go. Oh, it might be from the new... From the new PDF, and I forgot what it does. The breath weapon. Okay. Thank you. I would not be bothering with a breath weapon on an infantry unit. It should never get there to use it. Stubborn, shields, heavy armor, musician, icon of heavenly fury. Otherwise good. Burning blade's fine. Although he doesn't get his parry save by taking this. So there is a downside to actually doing that. And I would probably drop it because losing the parry save in a challenge feels pretty bad. I'd maybe just swap it over to a charm shield. And obsidian... Maybe we give him an obsidian lodestone as well. Magic resist, it's not awful. We don't need to. Jade Lancers. Alchemist Mask, very good. Jade Banner. Yeah. Ambushes. Drill. I'd be giving this unit drilled for sure. Even if it comes on from reserves, I think it's really solid. Yeah, and then we've got Gatekeeper. Ring of Jet for the magic missile, which is just solid. Celestial Blade on foot. War Banner. Let's give this character a Charm Shield as well. Give it a once per game 5-up ward save. Just a solid buy there. Magistrate. Jade Armor. And the Fires of Nangal. I really don't rate the breath weapon here. Like, it's on this, it's fine. But I don't think it's the truth. But I guess there's not anything that I'd... I mean, honestly... Take the Alchemist Mask off here. Gives you more flexibility. Put the Alchemist Mask on the Lord Magistrate. That feels a lot more useful. There we go. And you can even keep the Breath Weapon on there if you want. I don't think it does much or anything, but having the Alchemist Mask on this one is good. Yeah, that feels solid. Although, I'd then rather have this with a slightly better ward save, armor save. Yeah, okay, this is fine. This is fine. I could and ah over loadouts there for longer, but that feels pretty solid. Do breath weapons counter shooting? They do. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So you'd have to replace the actual Dragonfire bombs with one of the... So the Magistrate wouldn't be able to use the Dragonfire bombs and the breath weapon. It's only shoot with one attack. Yeah, I really don't like that. Really not a fan. I'm going to leave it on, because I don't think it's like a big enough efficiency tweak that it needs to be taken off, but I'm not sold on that. It feels solid. Like, you know what? Actually, the thing that I'd like to see in this list, Spirit Lantern. This is especially good if you're coming on from ambush, because the next turn when you charge, you get a bonus from it. 2001 points, of course. We can drop the musician here if we're drilled, and then we've theoretically got 5 points to give someone a charm shield, which I would probably just put on the Jade Lancer champion. Something like this, I think, works pretty well for Byron. Yeah, let's go with that. Trouble with the breath weapon is you can't use it after marching, you can with bombs. Yeah, so what I found with the Cathay list is that usually turn 1 I want to march, turn 2 I'm trying not to march, so I can run around. Oh, like potentially like the Ring of Jet could go on all of these, on both of these, or one of them, probably not the strategist. But putting the being able to move and then move again feels stronger just in terms of your positioning because of the lumber move at the end. But you didn't play Cathay because you weren't a bad man. Ed, I've never claimed not to be a bad man. And I don't mean that, I know you're from London, I don't mean that in the colloquial sense. You know, man's not a bad man, yeah? I mean as an awful person. I have played very little Cathay. I've played against Cathay a lot. I've played as it with a good list once. I've played some Sentinel stuff. I think I played... That'd be bad man, not bad man. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm getting off topic. I appreciate you showing deference to my culture. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. We appreciate all cultures here. Right. I did see Safari in the chat, and I'm assuming that it's the same Safari as this Empire list. Kind of new to Old World, but I do not like the current edition of 40k. Me too. I've played a few games from the core rulebook. Love to get some feedback on my Empire list. It looks how I imagine an Empire army to look, but I'm open to changing it, of course. Now, Safari, how competitive do you want to make this list? Because I think it's fine. We can make some tweaks to it. I don't think it's bad. I think you've got a lot of good stuff in there, but it just depends how cutthroat you want it to be. I think it's pretty okay. Like, I wouldn't say that it needs a lot changing. If you wanted to go hyper-competitive... In fact, let me just tell you what I'd do if I wanted to make it hyper-competitive. Veteran State Troops with the Griffin Banner, great stuff. The Road Wardens, really good. Great Cannon's good. Let's get a third one in there. Steam Tank is solid. Maybe put a Hellblaster volley gun in there as well. Probably put some more Engineers, because there's a 4th War Machine. Empire Knights, unit of 8 with Knights of the White Wolf, Stubborn, Drilled. Just a really good all-round unit. Maybe you give it the Icon of Maw, so you make it immune to terror, give it causing fear. Means you can charge into undead without making fear tests. These 2 units don't really do anything, but I don't hate them in terms of just like having them running around being little marching column annoyances, or just, you know, theoretically adding combat res with a stand and shoot, but not actually doing that in reality. It's a fun concept. This general's pretty good as well. You need it to be good, you roll a lot of ones. All right, well, you picked a bad faction because you've got War Machines. And if you roll ones, War Machines love you to misfire. So, let's go through then. General, you've got Shield, Imperial Griffin, Dragonbow, White Cloak, twice plus armor. This is just a good build. This is just straight up what I would be going with. Although I will give it a weapon. Let's give it a lance here, because you are going to theoretically charge some people. Lore Familiar and Elementalism. You can drop down to a level 3 wizard. You don't need that 4th spell, especially for Elementalism. There's like 3 good spells in Elementalism, or 3 in 2 halves, something like that. But you really want a power scroll or 2. I'm going to give you 2 to start off with. The spell values are pretty high. Also, we love a wizard staff on our wizards. +1, nope, sorry. I meant a wizard's familiar. We love a wizard familiar on our wizard. So that gives you +1 to dispelling, which is really strong. Now that, you know, the casting value of everyone's bonuses has halved, going from +4 to +2, that +1 has gone up massively in value. So Lore Familiar, Wizards Familiar, Lore Familiar, Wizard Familiar, Power Scroll. Really solid loadout there. I don't love Elementalism. I'd be preferring to go along the lines of Battle Magic, but I don't think Elementalism bad. It's just a personal preference there. Engineer, you can pay for this. Honestly, it's what, Ballistic Skill 4? It's okay. I'm not sure it's worth the 10 points. I'm going to take it off, just on the idea that we're probably going to need some efficiency tweaks. So we're going to go double engineer here. We're going to go 1 Hellblaster volley gun. I'm not sure if 1 is worthwhile, but we're going to put that in and see where it leaves us. Unfortunately, I think we lose the Demigryph Knights. If we're being hyper competitive, we're going to drop the Demigryph Knights. If you're willing to not be as cutthroat as possible, I think Demigryph Knights are pretty okay. They're not like the spiciest thing in the world, but they're good enough that they're worth putting into a list. However, for the sake of that, we're going to drop them. We're going to go for a 3rd cannon here as well. So we're up to 4 war machines and a steam tank for a 4th cannon as well. These Road Wardens, amazing. Love that for us. Fane Flight Vanguard, great. This is such a good unit. I want to see more of them. I want to play more of them, honestly. Veteran State Troops, 28 is a little bit low, but not too bad. We're going to drop the Spears on this unit, because Hand Weapon Shield is just objectively the best in most situations. Getting that armor save is really good. We don't need to go drilled. We can go up in models, so let's go up to like 35, because you're going to put a Wizard Lord in there as well, I'm assuming, or have them nearby. Something like that. Get rid of the Knights and give them, let's go 8 Knights here. Full command with a Icon of More, and we'll go Charm Shield and Witch Hunter's Ward. Oh, and we definitely want this unit to have a Witch Hunter's Ward as well. Anywhere that you can spend 20 points and get Magic Resist 2, we are doing that. We are absolutely doing that. 235 points over. Alright, we're going to make some cuts here. What are we doing? Probably dropping the State Missile Troops like so. Hey, Tommy. I have got your list in here, and we haven't done it yet. We can have a look at that one next. What do we drop here? Maybe we just drop... Honestly, maybe we drop the volley gun. I'd like to have it in, but I think it might be too much of a reach to fit that in if we're going Steam Tank. You normally do see Steam Tank or Hellblasters, so maybe we just go here. And then we've got 10 points remaining. So we could just put that long rifle back on. It's not the most efficient in the world, but it's not bad. And this is a low number of drops. Oh, you probably want... ambushes on this unit so you can keep your drops low. So let's drop the Hotland long rifle. Apologies. We've got 5 points left. Is there anything that we want to fit in here? This feels all pretty solid. This unit champion can have a charmed shield as well. And I think this is a much more tuned version of the list that you had there. You wish parry didn't give +1 armor save. Locking enemies to hit on a 4+ regardless of weapon skill. Interesting. How do I feel about that? I don't know how I feel about that. I'd have to think about it. Oh, it's only against infantry or cavalry. Yeah, it wouldn't do what they wanted it to do, which is make infantry more viable, though, would it? Because the big problem that we had prior to 1.5 was that the things that were going into infantry were like big ridden monsters. Obviously, there are other tweaks, so I don't know if they need to do more with that, but yeah, something like... Chaos Lord would hate that. Yeah, absolutely. Any, like, weapon skill 7, like elves just going in and hitting unwashed men-at-arms with weapon skill 2 on 4s. That's pretty sad. Although I do manage to roll plenty of 1s to hit with my great weapon, Elf Lord. Them's the breaks sometimes, you know. Them's the breaks. Cool. Yeah, no, this feels good. Yeah, I reckon we can have a look at Ptolemy's list here. Well, guys, die to the death. Die the death onto hit rolls. Yeah, that's true. The next time... I'm moving my head because I've got a model set in front of my screen. The next time I have to go against Double Dragon, I know what to run. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you're going against Double Dragon, you could also... No, I think that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else I could fit in there. Yeah, this is probably one of your best bets against Double Dragon. Honestly, the Hellblasters might do you better against Steam Tanks, but Steam Tanks can buy you time in interesting ways. All right. Let's have a look at Ptolemy's list here. Shigangan Lord, double Shigangan General, one Sky Lantern, but no characters. Okay. Very restrained, like that. So what do we got? We got an Ogre Blade character. Okay. So we're strength 4 attacks, right? Yeah, okay. Illusion. And you're just dry rolling? Oh, that is spicy. Like, if I'm doing this, I think I'd rather have the 5 and 6 roll instead of the, we can put the other red block on if you want. I think the 5 and 6 roll is more important than the getting the power scroll to get it off. It'll be so sad if you don't roll. Spectral Doppelganger. Shigangan in general. So we've got Scroll Evasion and then no upgrades. So this is the +1 spell known, right? Yeah. Okay, I mean, it's basically free. Battle magic. Sure. Is it extremely common? No, it's just a normal item. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate +1 spell known at that points level. What model finished? Oh, it's just Bretonian Lord here. Next weekend I'm at the Saffron Slam and I'm taking my exiles. I gotta really hustle with my list, my getting things built. I've got some. Here we go. Some Yeoman Guard, mounted Yeoman that I'm building, as you can see here, which are, what was the Oathmark Human Cavalry, which really cool models. Like, I'm super impressed. I'm going to do some head swaps and potentially arm swaps if I give them shields. But yeah, they just fit, and they're the right scale as well. And that's also why I've got this Saruman, in case I want to make a mounted outcast wizard. Okie dokie. So we've got the double general, 1 nuns, 1 more spell. I'd love to see these with the -1 to hit. I think that's extremely common, right? Yeah, it is. Like, maybe we find points for that. How would we find points for that? I think we'd struggle. Okay. So, characters are solid. Jade Warrior, Icon of Bet, Heavenly Fury, full command. Yeah, this feels good. And then the Lancers, you've got Sigil of Smoke and Powder. Oh, this is another new item, isn't it? Who wants to tell me what the Sigil of Smoke and Powder is while I tweak this unit to give them drilled and ambushes? Oh, we're 2 points shy? That's so sad. We can also give them Charm Shield. Put the Charm Shield on the Jade Warriors. That makes more sense. -1 a hit from shooting. Amazing. Thank you, Tommy. I am saying that right, aren't I? I think. I hope. I'd love to give this unit Stubborn, but 2 points per model feels so steep for what you get. A single cannon. A Jade Sentinel. Love that. We were talking about which Sentinel is correct, in my opinion. And I think the Jade Sentinel is right. Good loadout on the Sky Lantern. Then we've got Priestess Sigmar. Great weapon. Oh, we don't need to give them ambushes, do we? Because they're going to be on the board. But okay, so let's drop ambushes just for a second. Oh, I understand where you're going, 9. Yeah. We still want to keep drilled on them, though. Still want to keep drilled. And we can theoretically take the Charm Shield off this character here. Okay, so the Priestess Sigmar, great weapon with the twice plus armor for Hammerhand, Ring of Tull for... I think it's Earthen Ramparts, isn't it? Oaken Shield. Oaken Shield, that's so much better. Power level 3 for a once per game 5 at ward save. I really like that. I really like bringing that in. That feels solid. Obviously, you're getting first charge here from the priest. That feels good. Only 2 attacks, but that's okay. The prayers. There's a good one in here, isn't there? Rerolling hit rolls of to hit all wound of 1. That's pretty good. Ward save against shooting. That's pretty good. So, oh, you can, because you do these in the command, right? So you can pray, and if you don't get the prayer, okay, big brain. Honestly, big brain. I like that. That's some good thinking. Just bringing that 20-point magic ring for the turn that you drop the cast. I really like that. That's fun. MR1. Priest of Sigmar, kind of cooking for this style of list, honestly. Trust the rerolls to hit on a combo charge shrug. Yeah, absolutely. On the Shigangan Lord, he's trying to do Spectral Doppelganger. Yeah, I'm on board. This is fun. I like what you're doing here. This unit, honestly, I don't love this. Now, if I remove this, you mercenaries, you can just take a character and it doesn't matter that you don't have any other units, right? I'm pretty sure that's correct. Because as much as I like Outriders, I don't think 4 of them move the needle. You know what I think does move the needle? Let's just give both of them -1 to hit. Let's give all 3 of them -1 to hit. We can't give all 3 of them -1 to hit. Let's give both of them -1 to hit. I think that's huge. They're so annoying if they're -1 to hit. Yeah. The level 1 wizards. Do we make them illusion as well? Honestly, that's not bad. These things being -2 to hit is such a pain in the backside to deal with. Like, Battle Magic for Hammerhand is good, and it gives you flexibility against, Ethereal. But, I mean, that's just good. Celestial Blades aren't magical attacks, are they? No. You like Hammerhand spam. Yeah, Hammerhand spam's probably better. So I'm gonna put it back to Battle Magic, but just know that I want you to take Illusion for the -2 to hit. Remember how annoying? I don't know if you ever played against Chaos Dwarves. Remember how annoying it was that you had the Black Orc that was a 2-up armor save. Yes, this is like T5 3-up armor save instead of a T6 2-up armor save, but it's also way cheaper, and you can just run around being -2 to hit in combat on your own. That's dirt nasty. Hammerhand's probably correct, though. Hammerhand is probably correct. And then okay, so this, I almost want to give this -1 to hit as well. But it's -1 to hit because of illusion. So I guess they're all -1 to hit in combat. So that actually kind of evens out nicely. Has some nice symmetry. Okay. And then we're 7 points under. At which point I think we go back to giving this guy a Charm Shield. We call it a day. We call this a really fun list. I love what you've done with this. That priest, it feels like that priest adds so much. Like, I was thinking the Priest of Ulrich, because it does very similar. And the prayers, you can get a little bit more consistency to the charge. Not extra range, but you can get consistency to your charge. You can theoretically get multiple wounds, although it's on strength 4 AP1, so, like, who cares? But, bringing the magic resist, bringing the counter charge. I think I like the Priest of Sigmar more, though. You're cooking. Big fan of that. Sweet, yeah. Good list, told me. You like Sigmar overall? Yeah, I think I agree. Like, my hot take was when I looked at it immediately, like, oh, this is, everyone's going to be running Priest of Ulrich. Anyone who wants to do the non-balloon stuff anyway. But yeah, Sigmar feels better. And also that ring. The ring just feels really good. When you're relying on the 5-up ward save against shooting, you don't get it because you fail your leadership test. You're like, oh, I'll just pop it at, bounce spell level 3. I only need to roll a 4 on 2d6. Love that. Yeah, great stuff. You've got so much ward save in here. This is a fun list. I might have to play something like this. I really like it. All right. Okie dokie. Well, let's move on. And we're going to go to... What are we going to go to? I guess it's got to be Orcs and Goblins, because there's 3 more Orcs and Goblins lists to look at. But there are different ones. So we're going to look at Amy's list. Amy, who says, must include 6 River Trolls and 2 Hags, no Arachnarok. Amy is our resident Arachnarok lover. And is going to be taking, and now I can talk about this publicly because the lists are out, is going to be taking Arachnarok to WTC for Scotland, which, what an absolute hero. Did I advise against it? Actually, no, I think by the time we were talking about the Worlds list, I was pretty on board with the Arachnarok for that specific purpose, but yeah, good stuff. Okay, what do we got here? So we've got Triple Troll Hag. You can have more, I'm pretty sure you can have more trolls here. Yeah, let's just move this River Troll unit into core. Wait, Was that the latest? Was that the latest version of the list? I can't remember. Hold on, I need to double check. We play tested the Arachnarok version of the list. I can't remember if now that you're saying that you don't know about this, and this could just be you're pretending for comedy, which if you are, good comedy, well done. Or maybe she changed the list and I've forgotten that she changed it, which would be very sad. You kid. Okay, cool. I was worried there for a second that Amy had bowed to peer pressure and not put an Arachnarok in. Yeah. So, you know what? Since we're talking about her list, let's just find her list here and just have a quick preview of what, the best Orcs and Goblin list is in terms of what people are going to be seeing at WTC. We asked Spider-Girl to be on the team. We got what we asked for. Yeah, that is true. That's very true. Yeah. Let's just make this. This is taking forever to load. What do you figure out, new recruit? What are you doing? Have a word with yourself. I just need to be seen over it. Oh. Okay. So the list is Kicknick. Kicknick's objectively great. Goblin level 1 on a wizard. Cool. Arachnarok level 3, Talisman of Protection. Hell yeah. And then Warboss, Wyvern, Shield of the Warrior True. Shield of the Warrior True is definitely a slept-on item. And I think in this sort of meta, it's pretty solid, where you want a ward save against shooting more than anything else. Trollhide Trousers as well. This is a beefy character. It's not going to fall over to shooting very easily. It's a 3-up, 5-up, 5-up against shooting, so it should survive a decent while. And then look at all of these spiders. Some Wolf Riders to go with Kicknick, and then Bolt Throwers, Doom Divers, Rock Clubbers. This is the sort of list that you might actually kill balloons with. It does need a little bit of luck to go your way, but if it does, And if you roll Evil Sunshinin' on this character, I'm pretty sure that's the one that gives you rerolls 1 to hit an extra AP. You are buzzing when you cast that on your character. As people decided what's better, River or Stone, I'd quite like to start a Troll Horde. Martin, I was told confidently by Dowie After Dark and UK Resin Print, the two of my friends, Tom Carley and Rich Amflet, both management for Team England now, they told me confidently, now bro, you definitely want to go Stone Trolls, you'll have a great time with that. The magic resist is going to help you. And I had an awful time at that tournament. How dare they? No, River Trolls is my personal opinion as to what is best, but I think Amy is working with the model, the specific trolls that she has, as opposed to which one is better or worse. Only 4 of these have great weapons. I think that might be meant to be 6, which means that we're over on points. But that's okay. And then we got the Wolf Riders. Is that 10? 10 feels like a lot. What do we got 10 for? Light armor, reserve move, short bows, command. Let's go down to 9 just to free up some points. There's 1 Stone Troll mob in WTC. Amazing. Yeah, like there's not much to say here. I just like what she's gone for. So Talisman of Protection for a ward save. And then we've got Ogdrus, who's the general. Both of these are good. Then we go, oh, I haven't got a ward save. What do we put on? Glowy Green Amulet is fine. I don't hate it in that it gives you protection against spells. It's quite a fun item. You roll on a 2+, the spell is dispelled. On a 1, it explodes and you lose a wound. Which now you get a regen against, because if they get it for Crumble, you get it for this. Then we've got Effigive Mork, and this is the classic pairing that you might see for, Troll Horde or for Troll Hags. An additional -1 to hit. They've only got Weapon Skill 2. The Troll Hag is such a weird stat line. Weapon Skill 2 here, but they are, what's it called? Stinky. Slimy Shanks? Oh, -1 to hit. Yeah, because they're slimy, you -1 to hit them, and then an additional -1 from the Effigive Mork. Yeah, there's not really much to tweak here, honestly. This is all fine. Again, I prefer them to be all river trolls instead of stone trolls, but I know that Amy's working with her collection. I have nothing that I really care about tweaking here. There's no points in here to spend. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just kind of there. This unit, I mean, we could give them light armor just because we have the points. That feels fine. Or, yeah, no, screw it. We just had 5 points, so I'm just going to give one of them light armor. There wasn't much to tweak here, but putting the 3rd unit of trolls into core feels like an actual useful tweak. So I'm glad that I've managed to add some level of value there. Honest governor. Honest governor. River is such a pain in the ass to fight. 4th wound is so hard to take off. Yeah, 4th wound is huge. Magic resist 1, and the extra little bit of save is actually not that impactful, which is a shame, because I'd love there to be more reason to use them, but they just feel pretty rough to use. Now, I don't know if Martin's still here, but we've got some beasts, and Martin says, new list, I think this is the best I can do with what I own, but love to hear improvements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just suggest improvements, and if you don't have the stuff for it, then don't do it, but I will give you the tweaked version of your list, and you know, do with that as you will. And obviously we're going to talk about it as it goes. So like the first thing here, I'm going to say definitely want a 2nd gigantic spawn, and the Razor Gore chariot here can probably go away. Like that's an easy tweak to make in terms of, obviously we need to free up more points, but that's pretty on the nose, I think, as an obvious change there. Doom Bull, love it. So we've got full plate, bedazzling helm, slug skin. So -2 to be hit here. Normally you spread those out, but I think the Doom Bull's going to go into the Minotaur herd. Minotaur herd has the soiled tapestry, which is hatred everyone, right? And everyone hates you. That's really funny. I don't know that I love that, but you know what? Sure. Okay. Yeah. I don't think a Minotaur herd is the best place to put your character. However, is it fun? Yeah, I kind of think so. So, on board for that. 30 gore. This is where I'd be putting my characters, honestly, instead of the Minotaur herd. And in fact, maybe he is anyway. Definitely want to bunker your characters in here if you can. 15 ungors with short bows, like that. One of them having ambush is good as well. Keep the drops low if you need to. Or go into the back line. A couple of raid scores pretty good as well. Herdstone, Dragon Ogre. I'd probably get rid of this Dragon Ogre Shartak on its own and get rid of that Shartak and just have them as a squad of 3 so you can't be challenged out. I think that feels pretty good. Wargore, Vitriolic Totem. That's the poison, right? Yeah. So, poison, heavy chaos armor, pelt of midnight. That's -1 a hit. Yeah. That's not bad. Let's tweak things up. Let's just assume that you're going to put them both. You're going to put the Doom Bull and the Wargore in the gore. Assuming you're doing that, we're going to take the slug skin off here. And we're going to go Pelt of Midnight and Gnarled Hide on this character. I don't know that they need -1 to hit, but honestly, this is a good meta to have -1 to hit. So I'm not upset at seeing that here. Gnarled Hide, just getting you to a 2-up save between your full plate Dazzling Helm, Gnarled Hide, and then Great Weapon as well. That's pretty decent. You've got a 2-up save and a 5-up ward. You're -2 to hit. You can just go toe-to-toe with basically any character in the game and not be too worried. Like, what are they going to do? Hit you? I don't think so. I don't think so. Great Brave Shaman, level 4 on a chariot elementalism. Yeah, this is good. I actually think I'm more on board with the Flying Carpet version because of Cathay, but outside of, like, every game I'm playing into Cathay, I still really like the chariot. I think it's a great build here. And then we've got a level 1 Chance of Dark Rain, Dark Magic Caster. Yeah, it's good. Why is it Dark Magic? What are we getting from Dark Magic? Are you hoping to roll, like, Battle Lust? I'm not sure this is super useful. I guess the lore doesn't matter much, because you're just going to swap into Viletide. But yeah, I'm not sure Dark Magic is the lore that I'd hover, but I also don't know that it matters. Like, out of those 3, I'm not sure if there's anything that I want on a level 1 wizard. But yeah, this is good. Between the heavy armor and the shield gets you to a 3-up save, so you're just nice and tanky there. 30 gore is great, we've said already. Minotaur Herd, this is not a super competitive unit, but also, like, if you love it, you can have one unit in a list that's not super competitive, and it doesn't harm the overall list too much, especially at 2,600 points. Like, so yeah, if you like Minotaurs, just stick a unit of them in and have a great time with it. And then you're 21 points shy. What would we be doing here? You've got a Herdstone, right? You've got the Dragon Ogres. And the obvious thing is just to buff things up a little bit. It's 50 points on that Chalice. Yeah, that's fine. Great Bray Shamans at full points already. You know, I don't hate going for a level 2 Wizard, but then we'd have to shave 9 points. Doesn't feel super worth it. Is there anything that we want to put on here for up to 20 points? You know what I do like, actually? Let's drop the Heavy Chaos Armor. It's really good, but let's drop that and go Pelt the Dark Young, because it's full plate. Oh no, sorry, it's plus your armor, but it gives you magic resist too. And I think having magic resist on this unit is better than the caster having, you know, better than just rocking the ward save, as nice as that would be to have. And then we can drop the shield for Charmed Shield, which gives you a once per game ward save, and that's almost as good. And yeah, I kind of feel like we're there, you know? Yeah, I don't know that there's much that we need to tweak on this. We're 4 points under, but I think I like this. I think your list was pretty close. I actually don't think we changed it all that much, outside of like one big swap, getting rid of a couple of bits here and then putting in another gigantic spawn. This feels pretty solid. I'm assuming this is you getting ready to come to a TSN Arena 2,600 point event. Or is it for... Oh, is it for teams? Is it for Lewis's teams event in November? Either way, this looks like a pretty solid list. I like this. Looks pretty good. I wouldn't hate another wizard in there, but I think what you've gone for is really solid. You're very welcome, man. You're always welcome because you're so polite. Unlike some of my other regular viewers. Ed and Callum. Oh no, my camera stopped. I didn't even notice. God damn it. So what's really frustrating is I've been having camera issues on stream. When I've been recording, like 9 times out of 10, it's been fine. And I keep going like, oh, this is okay. I don't need to do anything else because I fixed the issue. Because I like keep tweaking a couple of things. They haven't fixed the issue. That's really annoying. Well, maybe I'll get round to tweak it now. I think that should. Yeah, there we go. We're back. We're back. All right. I'll sort it. Hopefully before the next stream on Tuesday. Going to be looking at the Saffron Slam lists. I need to submit my list for Saffron Slam. I need to build and paint my list for Saffron Slam. I've been very busy in terms of my free time, so yeah, I am behind where I would like to be with that. In fact, as soon as I turn the stream off, I think it might be time to sit down and doing some building. Technology is great right up until the gremlins get to it. Yeah, 100%. Bloody gremlins. All right. Let's have a look here. What do we got left? We've got some more trolls. We've got some nomadic war. We've got Nurglings, and we've got Orcs and Goblins. I've messed this up somehow. We've got 3 Orcs and Goblins lists. You posted yours to look at, Jonathan. When did you... I'm not sure if I'll have got to it, unfortunately. There were a lot of people who submitted lists, and I was only able to get to 15 of them, I believe. Let's have a look here. Yeah, sorry, I don't think I have your list there, Wrath, unfortunately. I've got Orcs and Goblins, Gunline, Nurgling Jail, Nomadic War, and another Troll Horde. Let's have a look at... Let's go Orcs and Goblins, Gunline. Okay. So, this is... If we go Doom Diver, Lock... Yeah, okay. So we've got the full artillery here. We've got Black Orcs. Oh, it's not the general. Okay, so we've got triple Night Goblins with just Standard Bearers and Boss. Okay, you don't necessarily need musicians. They're nice to have, but they're not the end of the world. Um, 18 Black Orcs. I don't think I love 18 Black Orcs here. Like, I'm not sure this is doing much, because they're not going to score anything. So, I'd want to see... But how would we fit that in? I guess as a bunker for double wizard, it's fine. I really don't like that this is not core. I really don't like that, but you lose a lot for changing that around. But I think we have to change it around. But then you'd need to have a Black Orc big boss. I think there is too much fundamental change for me to take this out and roughly 2 hours in for discussion. Yeah, I think there's too much that I'd have to pull apart to rebuild it if we wanted to move the Black Orcs to core, but I think it's really important that they would be core. So in terms of, like, look at the list, these big bosses, great, yeah. Again, 1 Fungus Wine is fine, I don't hate that at all. A BSB, that's fine. Double Wizard, Lore Familiar Spell Eater Axe, Battle Magic, and then Idol of Gork. Both of these are solid. I don't know that you need 2 wizards here, honestly. I'm not sure what you're getting from the Elementalism level 3 caster. It doesn't feel like it adds much, so you could just swap that out. Core is good, apart from the Night Goblins the Black Orcs need to be moved up. And this is all good as well. But I would change, basically, make the Black Orc the general, which means that it would have to be... is this leadership 8? Yeah, so you could even have like a big boss as your general and not have to take these 2 out. Find a way to tweak it so that you can make a bit Black Orc big boss or just regular boss the general. Put the Black Orcs up to here. And then... yeah, I don't know that this needs to be here. I'm not sure what value the level 3 is bringing. And then this character's good with the magic resist and the battle magic, but I'd probably want to put like a Ruby Ring of Ruin in there as well. Maybe a Night Goblin caster with like illusion or something. Yeah. I don't want to rip this list apart too much in terms of rebuilding it, but I think what I would do is basically what we've just said there. Like, everything else I think looks solid. The actual loadouts you've gone for outside of these 2 casters, which I don't love the caster setup and the general setup. But apart from that, I like everything else. The Night Goblins here are solid. These Night Goblins are solid. Black Orcs moved up to here is good. All of the artillery is good. I think just maybe get rid of this. Make it a level 3 or level 4 illusion Night Goblin caster with Idol of Gork. Find a way to make a Black Orc the general and shift that up. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just ping that because I'm not going to undo and redo it because it's too much of a fundamental rebuild. And I don't want to copy and paste that without the context of having watched it. Because it's pretty easy tweaks to make yourself, I think, when you watch this back. And if you agree with me, you might not agree with me, you might not care. Maybe you don't play in a system where you need core. Like, you don't use the match play rules or something like that. But that's definitely the changes that I'd make there. Martin says, the Doom Ball was intended to go in the gore, as you suspected, together with the BSB to make a 7x4. 7x5 unit gores. Nice. I think... so 7x5, that's 35. I think I'd go 6x6. I'm not really bothered by having output from the gores in that unit. I think I'd just rather have the combat res, realistically. Unless you're also going to put a foot wizard in there, at which point you'd have to go 7x... yeah, you'd have to go 7x5. But I'd rather just have the extra ranks so that you don't lose rank bonus. It takes more to lose rank bonus, you know? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at another Troll Horde list, and then we've got 2 interesting ones to round it out. Obviously, we've just looked at Troll Horde, so this should be a faster one to go through. River Trolls, Stone Trolls, Wolf Riders, and this was, this was from DM, and DM says, been teaching a friend the old world recently, lent him my painted trolls. Now he's got the grasp of the game, he's decided he loves the army, trying to make it more competitive. These are the models that he has, and don't buy more trolls. Again, I'd love to move these stone trolls over into being river trolls, but for the sake of we're just talking about what we've got, they are fine. They're not awful. Wolf Riders with reserve move is good, and they're going to have, I guess, just be core scoring. That is one of the best things about Troll Horde. They've got such, like, you put so many points into core, you've got so much core scoring. We've got the Orc War Boss with Trollhide Trousers. That feels like just a gimme, right? Getting more regen in this system, in this this army is really good. Charm Shield with an... we don't have to pay for a shield there as well. Heavy armor, great weapon. Cam's gone again. Ah, right. Well, we're into the last few lists here, so I will reset it, but if it goes again, I'll just not worry too much. There's obviously something wrong with it, and I need to place the setup there. I have actual better cameras, so I should just use those. Okay, so Orc Warboss. Orc Warboss is good. Troll Hag with level 1 talisman protection. Yeah, that's solid. Ogdra's is great. And then the BSB Boar Chariot, Troll Hag Trousers, and Charm Shield. This is interesting. I quite like this load out we've got here. It's pretty tanky. It's got combat res from the War Banner. Heavy armor. Troll Hag Trousers, Charm Shield. I mean, I'd still give it the great weapon, because a lot of the time you don't care about making the saves. You're just going to go, I'm just going to hit them really hard. And you're, what, 4 attacks with Furious Charge, right? Yeah. Strength 6, 83, rerolling monster wound. Pretty solid there. Pretty solid. We do need to save a point, which is annoying. Ooh. Not really sure what we're doing here to shave points. Hand weapon shields. So this is a... I feel like this shouldn't have hand weapon shields. Like, assuming it's a melee unit, we're going to give it cavalry spears, but maybe it's short bows, right? I'm assuming this isn't actually meant to be hand weapon shields. These are good. You know what? For the sake of 1 point, do we just go, like, one model in the back has an additional hand weapon instead of a great weapon? That would get us to 2,000 points. It's just, like, literally a point shave. That might be the way to do it. But yeah, I like this. I think in terms of what you're doing with Troll Horde, there's not much that you can actually change. Because you kind of just go, here's my big bricks of trolls. So, yeah, I like what you've gone for. Maybe you go with, like, an 8 and then 2 5s or something like that. But that's kind of just change for change's sake as opposed to anything else. And again, I'm assuming that you're playing with specific models as opposed to a flexible collection of trolls there, because you said you don't want any more of them. So yeah, I like the list. I mean, the Wyvern's always good, and the Big Boss BSB on Chariot I think is an interesting tweak to the list. Having a 3-up save from the Trollhide Trousers, Shield, and Heavy Armor feels pretty good, along with a re-rollable ward save and a 1-up 5 single 5-up ward. Yeah, pretty good there. Pretty solid. Mainly looking at character tweaks, would take more rivers over stone, but all painted. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could just call them all river trolls if you're just playing against each other as friends. That would be a better way of doing things, but you'd then have to probably just drop some points out of the Wolf Riders to make that change. So we're talking 318 versus 294, so we need, what, 26 points per 54? Well, that's a lot of points that we need to shave. I'm not 100% sure how we get. Probably just drop. You go like 665 river trolls. I think that's more effective than 666 on the stone trolls. Yeah. If you want to do that, go 665 on the river trolls and then maybe drop like a wolf rider to make up the last points if needs be. But otherwise, it looks pretty solid. I like it. I like it. All right. We're going to take a break from green in terms of orcs, and we're going to go for green in terms of Nurglings. Okay, Strife, who did have to leave earlier, still playing demons. The Zinch magic missile list that you looked at previously is very fun, but unsurprisingly susceptible to an unlucky magic phase. Thinking about pivoting to a scouting jail type list with lots of renegade Nurglings. Jail lists. You've got to be a bad person to play a jail list, as someone who's played jail lists before in 40k. So this is, the way jail works is you just... You just pin your opponents in, and you say, too bad, so sad, what are you going to do? And Nurglings are pretty damn tough. So they come with a 6-up regen, obviously. This is Renegades, I believe. So it's a 6-up ward, a 5-up ward save on all of it, and then a 6-up regen. And you don't lose those at all, I think. No, I think you lose the regen to magical attacks, but not the ward save. But then the toughness 3 with 7 wounds. That's so many wounds. Honestly, I probably don't give this unit enough love. It's got random attacks, so not many, but it does have poison on them, so you're actually kind of likely to do some damage. Skirmish, but you're swarm, so you don't get the -1 to be hit. So this is pretty susceptible to shooting, other than the vast quantity of wounds that it has. Like, each one of these units is 28 wounds, which is just truly wild. Pretty slow, but I mean, it's Nurgle, what do you expect? Yeah, interesting. Like, this is a war crime amount of Nurglings, I feel like. Holds objectives real well. And then two units of 5 Furies, Demons of Khorne. This bit, like, I'm not sold on. I guess it's just to unlock the Bloodthirst and the Skull Cannon or something like that. I don't think that's how it works. I think you just need, like, 1-to-1 or something. Or maybe it's Heralds that you need it for. I don't love these Furies, honestly. I'd rather have them as 2 units of... 1 unit of 10. I'd rather have a unit of, like, 12 or something. But a unit of 10 is actually able to go out and do something. Turmoil, on Fridays, I open up the channel in the Fix My List channel on Discord, and then that is where you submit them. It is on a first-come, first-served basis, but also I do it so that people whose lists were looked at last stream don't get their list looked at again unless I run out of lists. So I try and keep it fresh so that more people have opportunity to have their list looked at, and then also channel members get priority on list submission. Yeah, Discord is just down in the description. I will say I will not be doing a Fix My List next Friday, unfortunately, because I will be on a train to Saffron Walden, so I can help Lewis set up the venue and go to his event on the Saturday-Sunday. All right, okie dokie then. So let's go with this list. Great Axe, I've talked about how I like it. Demon Prince here. We've got Fly, Demon and Nurgle, level 3, Demonology, Aetherblade. This is pretty spicy. Level 3 Demonology. I'd like to go for a level 4 here. I think it's worth finding the points to go for level 4. Double Skull Cannon's great. The Nurglings are great. The problem with jail lists is when you remove one unit, the whole list gets worse. So, like, 1 unit of Nurglings is fine. 2 units of Nurglings is okay. 3 units of Nurglings is quite good. 4 units is, like, really oppressive. And I think removing the 4th unit would be a mistake. And I think dropping, even just dropping 1 Nurgling would be a mistake as well. And that's a problem, because I don't know how we fit anything else in. Because you only know the number of spells you roll, right? So, yeah. And, like, you've gone light armor instead of heavy armor as well. I guess it doesn't, like, a 5-up armor save doesn't do much, but still. It is Nurgle, isn't it? So you could give it Trappings of Nurgle. It's a 4-up armor save. It's probably not worth the 30 points. Makes you more immune or more resilient to shooting, which is not bad because you're only T5. So against magic missiles, it gives you more defense. But you have got a 4-up save from Chaos Armor? Was it 4-up ward? I know I said I didn't like them. I think we go down to 5 again. And we go level 4. And we go Trappings in Nurgle. That feels like maybe the play. And then we go up to 6 models here. It's demons, right? So there's limited tweaks we can make. But if we're doing it, let's make the Demon Prince at least tanky. It's a level 4 wizard, so you're more likely to cast the spells that you want. Obviously, you've only got a 2 in 3 chance to get them. But you're hoping to get Demonic Vessel, Demonic Vigor. This gives you toughness 6 combined with the Law of Demons Nurgle spell. Oh no, it doesn't give you plus toughness, does it? It's the Hex. Or the Magical Vortex, which is -1 toughness. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. I think the 4-up save is worth the points. And I really like the +1 level there. At only 25 points feels like a bit of a steal. I might be more tempted to go... I guess Battle Magic isn't super useful here. Yeah, no, I like it. I think this is interesting. Maybe you want more range damage in this list, and the Bloodthirst... the Demon Prince It has to be Nurgle, so you can take all those Nurglings in core. But maybe finding another way to do that would be better. And you go for Tzeentch with Battle Magic, and you just try and roll damage. No, I don't think so. I think you go Demonology if you want damage. But still Tzeentch, so you can summoning at range. It's an interesting list concept. I'm not 100% sure. Interesting stuff. Let me just go and link this instead of responding to DMs in the middle of the stream, which is maybe not what I should be doing. So we'll put that here, and also it was about 2 hours, 10 minutes discussion. Yeah, I like this. I think it's a fun idea, and I love seeing different stuff like this as opposed to just variations on the same Bretonnian list. Says the man who's written variations on the same Bretonnian list every day for the last 2 weeks. Okay, so. Let's have a look at Orc Boy Phil's Nomadic War list. This is the last one we got. We got something spicy to round us out. We like Nomadic War in this house. It's fun. I think the 3rd tournament I went to, I played Nomadic War. I think I did poorly. How did I do at that one? It's funny, like, if you look at the world rankings. Yeah, so if there's a global ranking system which takes into account all of your events. I don't know 100% how it works. I think there's some decay in there. But because I started with Orcs and Goblins and didn't know how to play, and then I went on to Skaven, I think my actual ranking on the global rankings is kind of low, which is fine. I think it's probably where I deserve to be given my initial start with the tournament scene. But it is interesting, as opposed to yeah. It's going to take a while to load up. Anyway, I was mostly just looking to see how badly I did, and I got distracted by various bits and pieces. Where am I at? I think I was down in about the 40s. 43. Disgusting behavior. I need to go win some tournaments. Look at this. 7 tournaments with Dark Elves. Am I just an unwell person? Look at the factions I've played. Dark Elves 7 tournaments, Orcs and Goblins 2, Skaven 2, High Elf 2, Warriors of Chaos 1, Heralds of Darkness, played 2 games and dropped from the tournament. I swear I played Nomadic War, or maybe I only played 2 tournaments with... Yeah, this was the Nomadic War tournament, I think, Battle for Slayer's Pride. 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly, compared to my first one. That was a good event. Cool. Anyway, Memory Lane. Who's up at number 1 at the moment? Phil. There is something to be said about playing the same list most of the time. Although he has played some Demons, some Empire, and Nomadic War. Won a lot of events over there in the US. Alright, cool. Let's get back on task. I thought I preferred second place. Edward, I don't prefer second place. Unfortunately, I do actually have the same number of second place as first place now, after my poor showing a couple of weekends ago. It's very sad. War indeed. Not warg, as so many people say. But I will fight to the death on this one. Now, immediately, I'm seeing a giant. A giant is not good. However, as I've said before, if you've got a pet unit that you want to put in, one pet unit will not ruin your list. So, Picnic is really solid, and I've just highlighted everything. Warboss, oh, this Warboss is here to fuck. Wait, how? I think your list might be out of date, buddy, because you've paid 65 points for the Ogre Blade and 30 points for Talisman Protection. You've somehow got both of them ticked. I think it must be an old version of the app, and you just haven't, like... Have you been working on this one for a while and not updated your thing? Because, unfortunately, you can't go Ogre Blade and Talisman of Protection. You see, it won't even let me click that. I will say, I don't know that you can go for an Ogre Blade Wyvern anymore, because there's no way to get a good ward save on it. So it might just have to be Great Weapon and then Trollhide Trousers as well. Like, this is still good, and it still hits pretty hard. It's just not anywhere near as hard as the previous version, unfortunately. But it's tankier, which, given that it's the general, is not bad. Then we've got an odd knob with a lodestone and a weird knob with the Staff of Badoom. Okay. So what are we joining? So Kicknick's joining the Wolf Rider mob. That makes sense. Full command, shields, cav spears, close order, ambushes. Great stuff, love that. 5 wolf chariots, black orc chariot, wolf chariot, wolf chariot. Okay. Core looks solid. I don't love the solo or the low number Wolf Rider mobs. Maybe I'd like to see those increased a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. These Orc boys, they definitely want a banner. Always put a banner on your... Orcs and Goblins have some of the best banners in the game. Banner of Butchery, so good. +1 strength, along with Cav Spears Biggins, means that you're effectively strength 6 Lancers. These 2 more Wyverns. I'm not accepting questions at this time. That's reasonable. That was the first thing that I did, writing lists for Nomadic War, back when the Arcane Journal came out, over a year ago now. This odd knob. If you want to go Magic Resist, I think let's just do it, like, let's commit to it, right? Let's go Spelliterax and find some points for it. Yeah. Honestly, I'd like to see this have Idol of Gork as well. Give you a reroll in the cast, +3-inch ranges on your Hex, your Wolf Chariot. For some reason, it's not giving a lore, but we're just going to say that you're War Magic. Yeah. It doesn't show it on here, but you are War Magic. And then we've got the Weird Knob. Weird Knob is Battle Magic, I assume? Yeah, Battle Magic. I think this one wants to be level 4, realistically. So this one's level 4. This one's level 3, but you don't care as much because there's less spells in there that you want. Okay. How many points over are we? 98 points over. Now, there's a couple of things that we could do. We could make some cuts in terms of, like, we drop maybe a Wolf Chariot and maybe some Wolf Riders, or we drop the Black Orc Boar Chariot, or we drop, like, a couple of Boar Boys, or we do some combination of those, or we could drop the Giant. Now, oh, my camera's gone again. It's whatever. I'll deal with that later. It is up to you, Orc Boy Phil. Are you emotionally attached to the Giant? If yes, I will leave it in. If to seed our points. I'm just going to assume that he is emotionally attached to it and start making tweaks if he is. And if not, we'll come back to it. Ooh. Bye-bye, Giant. All right, cool. That's fine, because I'd rather keep all of this stuff in here, to be honest. He'll have to fit in another list. That's fair. That's fair. Let's get rid of this. This Giant. What have I got rid of? I got rid of something that I shouldn't have got rid of. Oh, I dropped the bollocks. What have I done? Oh, Orc Ball Boys. 10 of them. Ooh, 140. That's so many. Full command. The Banner of Butchery, Cav Spears, Heavy Armor, Shields, Biggins. Nice. Honestly, oh, Vanguard's not worth it because you can't charge anymore. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So now that we're back up to normal on these, I think I'd probably just go up to like 6 or 7. You've got short bows on them, so let's give them reserve move, and let's just do the same for both of these. It just gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of where you end up, which is quite nice. And we could go boss and musicians on these. 81 points, and then we could just go... What do we want to round this out with? Oh, great weapons on this for sure. Great weapons on the Black Orc Charioteer. Very good. You can only go 1 standard on the unit, so there's no point doing that. 83. Honestly, what about a power scroll? A power scroll so you can Itchy Nuisance feels pretty damn good. We just need to find 3 points, which would be... We drop something. Honestly, maybe we just drop the musician from the squad, and that kind of hits the spot, I think. I think that just does the job, you know? Yeah, I like it. It's a shame about the the Ogre Blade Wyvern, because I did like that. I never really ran it. I would always lean more towards the defensive side of things. But, yeah, I think that's solid. And the Giant, indeed, can go in another list. Cool. Well, that was fun. Takes us to the end of this stream. Hope you all have a good weekend, all of that good stuff. Any of you at events, hope you do well. I will be looking at WTC lists and all of that good stuff. I believe Ed has just sent me some Excel data, which will make my life easier as well, which means I might have a chance to finish building these mounted yeomen this evening instead of, you know, not doing that, which is nice. And yeah, enjoy your weekend. I will see you all Sunday, Monday, one of the two of those, and back to stream the Saffron Slam list reveal on